I know the road is long, long, long. Winter times have gone, gone, gone. One more time we talk, talk. Where we're gonna walk. I know the road is long, long, long. Winter times have gone, gone, gone. One more time we talk, talk. Where we're gonna walk. Long, long, gone, gone, gone. Talk, talk, where we're gonna walk. Your eyes tell me the truth, truth, truth. I know that says how you. I wanna take your hands and take you away on a cloudy day. Your eyes tell me the truth, truth, truth. I know that says how you. I wanna take your hands and take you away on a cloudy day.
If you wait too long, maybe the chance is gone. So you got just 1 second if you come with me. You gotta decide what is wrong and what's right. 'Cause we got just 1 second till eternity. If you wait too long, maybe the chance is gone. So you got just 1 second if you come with me. You gotta decide what is wrong and what's right.
I know the road is long, long, long. Winter times have gone, gone, gone. One more time we talk, talk. Where we're gonna walk. I know the road is long, long, long. Winter times have gone, gone, gone. One more time we talk, talk. Where we're gonna walk. Long, long, long. Gone, gone, gone. Talk, talk. Where we're gonna walk.
Go fucking famous.
The Axe Gaming LAN. I'm Reddit, and on my right hand side are the two casters that are going to be taking you through the first few rounds. It is Burning Red and Haze. We're a little bit delayed here, so we do apologize for the long wait, but we're nearly ready to go. So, Burning, Haze, what do you guys think about the first matchup?
Well, it's going to be quite an interesting one. I think, looking at the Clutch King side, Hayes, specifically around the two players that I've seen in that team, Unreal, and now the new addition, Zero Chance. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a bit of an interesting one.
That's definitely an interesting one, and especially that Zero Chance. I mean, he's just recently come off of the in-game leader of EN not too long ago. Now he's playing for Clutch Kings. I believe it is just an addition for the LAN. It's not a permanent thing. He's actually coaching EN at the moment, and we've had this whole big South African shuffle thing, which I'm calling at the moment, with all these Prem players all shuffling around from team to team, and it's really just mixed up the South African team and added some spice, and it's really exciting going into this LAN. But specifically looking at this game, you've got two teams that have kind of fallen to the wayside, but now they're trying to get their way back up. I mean, Clutch Kings, they've only 4 players in their main core team, so they've got a sub for this LAN. But then if you look at a team like Altitude Gaming, where you've got somebody like Bananas, now that's a name that really stands out to me. Bananas, he's just nuts. That guy plays crazy.
Yeah, agreed. Well, look, I mean, there's a few things that, like, I actually want to mention here. The great South African shuffle.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
What has recently happened. I mean, just quickly looking at the Energy Ventus kind of switcheroo there. I mean, your opinion on that? I mean,
I love it. I think it's great. I mean, sometimes things get stagnant. You get teams who you can always kind of predict who the top 3 are going to be. Maybe not in the right order, but you can tell the teams. Now with the switch up, you've got players who've always had the talent, but maybe not the opportunity. Now they're in an organization like Energy. You've got like Zio and Custom, and then you've got really individually skilled players like Spoof, Goals, Elusive, playing for this Ventus roster, and if the teamwork comes, they're really going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I think that they're definitely going to be contenders for this Axe LAN. I'm really behind them, and I think that they're going to put up a great performance this LAN.
no, definitely. I mean, just looking back about a year and a half ago, playing with the Van Wyk brothers, Elusive and
Yeah.
Spoof, have a very, very unique synergy. Not something that you generally get. You get that kind of in the DC side,
Yeah.
but not as good as what I've seen recently performed by these two brothers. It's great to see them back.
Of course,
kind
yeah.
of right in there, producing some great results. However, I think, in my opinion, talking about the South African switch now, I think that's, I don't know, time-wise, I don't think it's the right time to actually do such a switch. However, just looking at the past, this basically happened after ESWC.
Yeah.
And that's where, looking at specifics with regards to how they did perform at ESWC, I think maybe a few irrational changes were made.
I agree,
or
yeah.
Irrational decisions were made.
Yes, yeah.
However, I think it's for the better. I think it's good. It's, like you said, it's fresh. And I'm quite excited to see how they're going to perform at this level.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we always have the competition, which is individual skill versus teamwork, and we always have this matchup between the two teams, and you can never really say one is better than the other because we always see time and time again it swaps around. But personally, I'm one for teamwork. I think teamwork and synergy goes back in a far way. And just talking about synergy, going back to the point you made about the Van Wyk brothers, that's the type of synergy you can't get from just being in a team together. Those two are brothers. I mean, they've lived together, they've been together for a long time, and so that synergy comes naturally, and really, I mean, that makes their game style 10 times better. I mean, you can't really compare that synergy to anything else as brothers.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing to have, specifically in a team. I mean, quickly looking at the DC side, I mean, they've been together for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's 2 sets of brothers. However, I am very keen to see on how they're going to perform at this LAN. I mean, they've kind of fallen back a little bit. Which is not great for them per se, but I do believe they've got some really great fighting spirits. I mean, with Inson now joining that team, one of the old players of DC back into that squad. Now they're a full five-man unit.
Yeah.
I think they might cause a little bit of an upset at this LAN and going forward.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe not so much as an upset because they're definitely contenders and expected to do well. But if you look at that roster change, they don't have Neffen in their lineup anymore, and he was definitely an influencing factor in their team. I mean, he's a great player, and now talking about that energy, he's playing for energy once again now, and it's really just shuffled up so much. And if we have a look at this matchup we're talking about, Clutch Kings versus Altitude Gaming, as soon as you look at Altitude Gaming, the first name you see is Bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, he came from Call of Duty. He played Call of Duty last year. He did quite well for himself, and now he's moved over to Counter-Strike this year, and it's been his best decision ever. He's been doing so extremely well. He played for EC where they did extremely well. They won an arena tournament, I believe it was, not too long ago. And then things kind of fell to the wayside with that team, and they lost a couple of players. But now he's back playing for Altitude Gaming with a couple other players. I mean, he's got somebody like Corrupt who's also come back. He goes back all the way back. Sorry for the feedback if you're getting me, but going back to the Source days and 1.6 days, he dates back a long time. So it's a strong lineup, and I think that they're going to be putting up a great performance here against Clutch Kings.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, just quickly talking about Bravada's side now. Let's quickly have a chat about Bravada.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, ESWC winners. Next week they're going to they're at ESWC in Montreal. I mean, you know, everything. This tournament is, how do I say? They need to win it.
Yes.
It's kind of a given.
Yeah.
It's only their fault if they lose it.
Well, this is LAN. This is going to be the simulation of what it's going to be like over there. It's going to be the same circumstances, the same playing position. I mean, play with people around you. You've got to play with the pressure on you. So this is a platform for them to play their best and just give it. And to practice as much as you say they need to win, they need to use this to their full advantage to just get used to all of the elements that it is playing at LAN. Of course, these guys, they've got so much experience going back, and I don't take anything away from them, but there's always, it's very different playing LAN and online, you know, when you've got the comfort of your own place in your house. But now you're on LAN, this is where the real game matters, and this is where it all happens. So BVD, the only team not really affected by this roster change. Obviously, Rakno came in, but that wasn't part of really the South African shuffle. And BVD, they're just looking so strong at the moment. They really are just the best team in South Africa. You could confidently say that, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I agree with you 100% there. I think Bravada really have gone. They've adjusted throughout the year. I mean, they got the addition of Lighters and Anthem kind of right in the beginning of the first season, and now just kind of looking at the changes again. Flair's coming in, Rakner coming in after a long period of not playing CS. I think he's done a very big. You know, like he's created a very big impact. I think that's
definitely.
Really the case.
Yeah, Rakno, he's an extremely great player, and I think that this roster change where they not got rid of, but where they dropped Anthem and they dropped Hakim. Hakim, talking about him, he's actually playing at this LAN for Ventus, and he's showing how great he's playing. But going back to the Bravado discussion, they dropped Anthem and they dropped Hakim and they picked up Rakno and Flares, like you said. And they've both been such impact players. Flares is just coming from Dota. I mean, he's just got the gaming gene in him. He played so well in Dota. Now he's moved over to Counter-Strike. He's playing equally as well. And just contending is one of the top players in the country at the moment. And I think that they can definitely. Obviously, it's a really tall order for them to go over to ESWC and win their games. But yeah, in South Africa, they're the team to beat at the moment is Bravado. So that's where it stands for them.
Well, look, I mean, guys, just quickly kind of taking us away now from the whole chat about the teams and so forth. Just quickly discussing the LAN here this evening, or this morning, and then it's this afternoon. There has been quite a lot of power issues. A lot of the administrators, etc., have been putting a lot of effort in on trying to resolve them. We've also had a case of one of our own panel members as well, Wham, the caster. He's actually stepped in to look after the servers, just to make sure that we actually get this competition underway. So the brackets have changed slightly. The seating is a little bit better, or a little bit more better, and also. Just with regards to the layout now, it is actually a full best of 3 tournament. So losers brackets, winners brackets, all of it is going to be best of 3. Even the grand finals, which is kind of an ad hoc change. It's not exactly standard, but hey, if it kind of gets everyone involved, you know, everyone happy, we can go forward and we can get this competition underway, and that's why we've gone live now.
Well, I mean, sorry to interrupt you there. Talking about that best of three format, that separates the best from the worst. You can't have an excuse in a best of three. I mean, it's 3 maps. If you lose the first, you can still come back from it, and that's why the best of 3 maps is definitely favoured. I mean, if it was best of 1, you're going to see a lot of upsets and knockouts happening, but this best of 3 format, I think we're in for a great LAN at the moment. I think we're going to see some really interesting stuff. And chatting about the LAN, who's your money on at the moment? If you had to try and predict yourselves, I'm not going to go as far as say the final 2, but if you think the triumphant team, who do you think it's going to be?
Well, look, I'm going to predict the final 2 here.
Okay.
I'm going to predict a Bravado Ventus final.
Bravado Ventus,
I think
okay.
how it's going to work is that DC, looking at the current brackets at the moment, I think DC, they are going to struggle heavily against Bravado. But if they do, if they are able to produce the results, then, well, geez, I mean, that's going to be an upset.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, just looking at the kind of layout here, just quickly having a little bit of a discussion. We've got our new panel desk here that we've actually built yesterday evening and yesterday. It's been a lot of effort, definitely. It's just unfortunate we can't fill it because we've had to take half our team to go and assist with being able to administer and actually look after the servers and stuff.
It's been a very, very long 2 days for us. 36 hours and counting without sleep, but we're still here, we're still awake. Our eyes are a little bit half closed, but as soon as the game started, I mean, that just all of a sudden wakes everyone up.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. It has been 36 hours no sleep.
Not for me, I had the luxury of having
You were lucky.
Keep on bragging, keep on bragging. Seriously.
So you have to carry me.
You know, we can
don't worry
easily
about it.
remove one more person out of the empty panel right now. It won't make a difference.
Well, I mean, if you just have a look at it on the screen, it's really a great thing to happen forecasting in South Africa, which has never really been a big thing, but now just slowly growing with the size of South African gaming. Let's chat a little bit about South African gaming. I mean, it's just in an all-new place at the moment. It's never been at this standard. The quality of gamers that South Africa is producing at the moment has never been so high.
Well, from my side, what I think about that, what I think is more tournaments are happening, so that means more exposure. The teams are actually practicing more because there's more tournaments to actually take part in. It's not just one tournament for the entire year. There's actually multiple coming through. There's multiple tournaments happening every single month, and it's just more of a bonus for the teams. It's more of it's basically like dangling a carrot in front of a team. They are going to start running, and sooner or later they are going to catch up to the carrot. Because the treadmill can sooner or later has to stop. I mean, we have load shedding every time, so. But
but like you said, I mean, we used to have Rage, and that was what everyone spoke about. You know, it was Rage at the end of the year. That was the build-up.
Agreed.
And now you've got your tournaments, which are actually equivalent to Rage. It's not. I mean, it's DGL, which runs through the year, of course. But I'm talking about your big LANs, and they mean just as much to the players as your end-of-year Rage does. I mean, I'm not talking about prizes alone, but just. There's so much going on in South Africa in terms of Counter-Strike gaming at the moment. It's really so great to see. I mean, it's just taking turn after turn, and we're seeing new player after new player come up, and upset after upset, you know. And I think it's very exciting, and I'm great to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's having you a part of it as well. I mean, it's I think it's the first time that we're actually casting together.
Yeah, indeed.
So we're gonna have to see how it goes. I think it'll work out. I think it's gonna be great.
first timers and a Dota person here.
No, for sure. Yeah, we've got the Dota person.
I mean, I've actually cast with you before a few times.
Yes.
Which was very hilarious, but it worked.
Agreed. No, for sure. It was actually quite fun. I remember. We even cast the Trackmania the other time. And then, of course, you guys, yourself and Halbert, just actually coming off the MKX event.
That'd be the World MKX Cup. South African qualifiers being held. A grueling 2 months, every weekend, flying all over the country, covering every single event. It was insane. The finals are actually on, I think, this weekend or in the next week in the Japan Expo. So we've got a few South Africans, well, one South African there, Mr. Toga Khan, representing South Africa at the World like Mortal Kombat X Cup Championships, 20,000 euros or something.
Yeah, it's
Big
quite
up to him and a big shout out to him.
Yeah, definitely. Big shout out there to Toga Khan.
And another shout out, just if anybody's in the area, Johannesburg region, take a trip. I believe you can get a spectator's pass, come see what's happening here, meet the players. I mean, It's a great social
Meet the
thing just to
casters.
become a part of. Meet the casters, yeah. You get free water at the entrance, which is always a nice thing. Yeah.
There we go. Free water it is.
And it looks like we're finally starting to get some life in this event. We see that people are joining games and maps are going. And how much of a statement do you think it'll be for Bravado to win this LAN? I mean, it's expected, yes, but do you think that that they're going to give it their all, or do you think that their main focus is ESWC at the moment, and this is kind of going to go to the wayside for them?
Well, look, Bravado. It's not going to be a out of the box statement. It's going to be an expected statement from Bravado Gaming.
Yes, yeah.
They won the qualifiers at Jukes a couple of weeks back. You know, they have been winning other competitions consistently. So the thing is, it's kind of expected of them to win this tournament.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. No, they're the favourites without a doubt. And then it's really quite a mess to try and predict the next couple teams after that, because I mean you got your DC, EN, Ventus, APG are definitely a team, and it's so difficult to try and predict the next couple of teams because they're all just so closely matched with each other. So obviously, like you said, Bravado, they kind of head and shoulders above everybody else at the moment, because yes, with the South African shuffle, all the teams are going to have to try and find their synergy once again, but Bravado haven't lost any players or gained any, and they've just come off an event win, so they've got synergy as well as the individual play, where the other teams are lacking one or the other at the moment.
Yeah. Well, look, okay, so enough about the top teams.
Okay.
Let's talk about the medium, low spec teams. Although I would say low spec teams, but open div teams, closed div teams that are playing this event. There are a couple of interesting teams. Of course, we've got the Altitude Gaming side.
Yes. There are definitely the teams we've spoken about. I mean, ex-EC, actually, they're playing coming from the EC banner. You've got Chronic and Kran, who are both definitely Prem-worthy players, and they find themselves in open division at the moment, I think. And I think there was something like 120 teams registering for the winter leg of Counter-Strike Do Gaming League, and that's incredible to see this. I mean, if there's 8 teams in Premier Division, there is 8 teams in Prem. And that's it just shows how many people actually want this, and how many people are becoming a part of this, almost this movement. And you know, it's just growing each year. It's exponentially growing more and more. And like I said earlier, it's just so exciting. And for South African gaming, which has always been underrated and never really seen as a big thing, it's finally taking off, and it's great.
Oh, awesome. I mean, you know, whilst we're sitting here, I'm going to give just a little bit of time here for the sponsors actually for this event: Steel Series, Forge Gaming Network, Corex, Vision, Matrix Computers, MSI, NAG, and of course Empress Palace. So the thing is, that's quite a lot of sponsors for an event actually.
Well, it is. It's definitely, and that's what South African gaming needs at the moment. Is it needs its sponsors. Without sponsors, you can't get anywhere. So thank you to the sponsors for making this possible, because without them, this sort of thing wouldn't be possible. We wouldn't have it'd be a Johannesburg or a Cape Town line. We wouldn't be able to have people flying up from Cape Town, Durban, Pietermaritzburg, wherever it is. They're coming here and making it happen, and it's great to see.
Yeah. Well, guys, we were expected to start the tournament at 12 o'clock on the dot. There have been some complications with power, and then of course the setting of the servers and so forth, but it looks like we are almost on track there. But we do see in front of us actually some of the COD players already going at it, the clapping going off and the cheering and so forth. So we should be receiving our address shortly as to what's going on, and we'll be going into our first game hopefully. So besides Altitude Gaming and their counterparts in this match, let's look at some of the other interesting matches here. So we a very interesting one: Veneration versus BHB.
Yes.
Now, BHB, the old boys, we all know them as the old boys. The Veneration side is also kind of a part of that South African shuffle. I mean, not all of a sudden joining that,
as well as Krios as well.
Exactly. What do you think about that? Do you think that kind of like levels out the playing field a little bit?
Well, I mean, I think that Vienna have become a stronger lineup with this addition of Krios and Nod. I think that they're great players individually, both individually skilled, and this Vienna team, I think, like I said earlier, is definitely a force to be reckoned with. You said about this game, Vienna versus BHB. I think it's going to be quite a one-sided game to Vienna. I really rate this Vienna team. I think that they're very strong. And I don't see VNR losing that best of 3 series to BHB. You say they're the old boys, and yes, they've got the synergy. Maybe they've got the strats coming from the old days. But VNR, they're young, they're individually skilled. They've got the talent, the reflexes, the reactions, and I think VNR are definitely the team to take that game.
Well, the thing is, I'll probably get taken to pieces for saying this, criticized quite hectically, but don't underestimate the BHB side.
Fair enough.
The reason why I'm saying this, the first game I casted at DGC last year was Constant versus BHB. Jeez, what a game. What a game. It was probably one of the best games. It was the 1 second to Bravado Energy.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we casted.
Yes, yeah.
So these guys, these old boys, they
Definitely,
can,
no.
maybe.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from them at all. They're definitely a great team, but I just think you're speaking about that matchup individually, I think that VNR will edge them out. Just looking at players like Kurz, Krios, Bone,
We're looking at an 80-20%
kind of setup at
average,
the moment.
in favor of VNR,
Yeah,
of course.
definitely.
Well, look, guys, I'm just waiting on confirmation quickly here.
What I think we can do quickly is just go into a quick 5-minute commercial break. We should be starting soon. The players are ready. We're just making sure that everything on our end is ready as well. This is, of course, the first round for today. So we just need to make sure everything goes smoothly. And then, of course, round 2 onwards will follow.
Yeah.
So I think we'll head into a quick 5-minute commercial break, and we will be right back, guys. Hopefully with a game or very, very, very close to the game. We don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. Stay tuned. Okay, guys. We're gonna actually be going live now with the game. So once again, handing over to Burning Red and Haze. A little bit delayed, but we are actually live now, guys. We're live. There you go. Round one is done. Like you said, after that, everything goes smoothly. Touch wood.
Yeah.
Lots of wood here.
Yeah.
So guys, Burning Red, Haze, take us away.
Thank you.
Well, let's have a look at this. First off, Altitude Gaming versus Clutch Kings. That's the match we've got ahead of ourselves here. What kind of maps would you like to see between these two teams? What are you thinking? What's going through your head right now?
Well, look, I mean, I would like to actually see a good old Inferno go
Yeah.
out. I mean, Inferno is always a fantastic map to play. Just having a better look now, actually, at this Altitude Gaming team. Now, this team has actually got a lot of experienced players in it. Ake, Famoose, Corrupt, Bananas. This is going to be a tough game. I'm telling you right now, this is going to go down to the wire. I am almost certain. I mean, just looking at that lineup and then just quickly going over to Unreal. Unreal's team, which is Zero Chance, Kinks, Anon, and then of course Adrenaline.
To closely contest the game, I think Inferno would definitely be a great map to see. I mean, with these players going as far back as they have, and so is Inferno, it'll be a great map to see between these two teams. Having said that, I also love to see the newer maps like Overpass. I'd love to see some Cobblestone. Some of these fresher, these maps where you just see some more interesting strats being pulled out. And if you have a look at the server now, we see there are all 10 players in the server just busy readying up at the moment. So we should be going live within the next couple of minutes. And first game of the day, there'll always be that first game jitters between the couple of players. But I think at this level, that shouldn't cost you too much.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think they've been practicing for quite a while now. They've been kind of doing preparations with regards to playing other teams. Because when I was speaking to Unreal earlier, he said that they're actually prepared to play against APG and DC according to the previous seeds. Here's an interesting one: the seeds have changed.
Yeah, well, that's what you have to deal with. You can't predict and prepare for this every time because things change and things happen. So, like exactly as happened here, they've been matched up against Altitude Gaming now, and at this level, you need to be able to adjust. You need to be able to take it what's given to you, and you need to be able to do best with it. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about it. We spoke about earlier, Zero Chance is standing in for them for this tournament in particular. He's a great player. He's just come off energy at the moment, which he's coaching now. And do you think it'll be a positive or a negative for Clutch Kings having this not so familiar player in their lineup at the moment? But it is a player who has got a substantial knowledge of the game.
I think it'll be quite positive, to be honest. I mean, he's got a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge on the game that he can kind of put down onto the Clutch Kings side. After probably a little bit of boot camping this morning, the team's been able to adapt with James. So I think going forward, it's going to be interesting. I think they might pull out some energy strats, or maybe they'll stick to their standard strategies. It's really difficult to say, but at this moment in time, well, my money, to be honest, is going to be on Altitude, eh?
I have to agree with you there. I think that Altitude may just edge this one out. When you combine the experience that Altitude have and the new players, but the skill that someone like Bananas possesses, it can really go a long way. So long as they control it properly, and the experienced players helps the skilled players just to get them in the correct positions, the correct timing, refragging, peeking. That's what it all comes down to. That's what separates the good from the best, the first division from the Premier Division.
Of course.
Is those small things that the experience can help the skill with. So if Altitude get in their sway of things, yeah, I definitely think that they're going to go a long way.
Yeah, no, definitely. It really depends on how well this team gels together, because I mean it is a fairly new side. These guys have played with each other before, and by the looks of it, well, we most likely will be starting on Overpass. So we're actually going to be watching this match.
And I said I'd like to see an overpass or a cobble, so
yeah.
That's very exciting to see. We see Altitude is on that T side, definitely the less favoured side, but I think it doesn't make too much of a difference, especially at this level. You should be able to start on either side and either make the comeback or close out the game.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen now. Adrenaline taking on one of the T players there with the P2000, tries to get a little bit of a nip on one of the players, but Bananas just kind of Poking it away, getting attacked from the back and side. You see the CT coming in from behind. This is going to change things up here for the T side as they are currently in a bad position. But good little play here from Bananas, picking up 2 with the P250. And right now, putting the T side at an advantage here.
Yeah, Clutch Kings really put all their eggs in one basket, and it's really cost them at the moment. So as soon as we say that, we see they do find 2 frags, which just opens up the site for that retake. There is a kit at the moment, so they are going to be able to retake, or the defuse time is extended for them, and they don't look too set for going for it at the moment. Maybe they're waiting for a push. Moose does get 1, although Zero Chance finds 1, so it's a 2 versus 2 at the moment. The HP is very, very low on the side of Clutch Kings, and we see one getting taken down. 8 gets taken down in the end, but Moose is on 100 HP, is perfectly poised to close out this round for Altitude Gaming.
Oh, maybe not.
He does go down in the end, but the bomb being planted goes off, and great round by Altitude. They've won the pistol on the T side.
All about timing, really.
That's it.
So very good play there from Altitude. Quickly having a look at the scores here, we see Bananas picking up 2 there with the B250. 2 also coming from Unreal and Zero Chance on the Clutch Kings side. Unfortunately, not being able to pick up that first round win. Very important. This is a best of 3, guys. So if you guys have just tuned in, this is a best of 3 competition. Losers brackets and winners brackets, all of it, even the grand finals. But anyway, going into round 2 now. Interesting buy up here. We see 2 rifle purchases coming up from the T side, and 1 SMG and then Tech 9s. Tech 9s, very influential gun, to be honest.
Definitely, yeah. Recently received the nerf, but not too detrimental because it only lost a little bit of ammo. Still just as powerful. As we speak about it, Bananas finding a really great headshot there, but Zero Chance innocently replying, taking it till 4 versus 4, and he can swap his 5.7 out for a Tech 9 if he wishes, but kind of mish and match for those 2 guns.
Yeah, the scout power here from Adrenaline doing quite well. Ooh, we're seeing Unreal picking up a kill here at the moment, so it is a 4-on-2. And Maniac pull one back, which he actually does. Unreal out of the picture there. And we now see a little bit of a push here from the CT side, trying to get hold of that bomb. Oh, but there we go. Corrupt also responding with that Galil fire, taking down Kings.
Yeah, he's in a really awkward position at the moment, though 2 versus 1. He has got armor and the Galil, but Clutch King's aware of the position of the bomb. If he can find the fragments of Kings, it's going to put him in a great position. There's another player in heaven, so he needs to watch his positioning. He's doing well, getting Kings down to 42 HP, but not able to close off the frag, and Adrenaline with that SSG is going to be able to kill him in 1 shot. So 1-1, Clutch King's doing great there to get that round, considering they lost the first round.
Yeah, no, very good little comeback there from Clutch Kings. Funny enough, though, if you notice, it was only Adrenaline playing with the scout rifle there, or the SSG more, as the new name.
If you take a look at the international scene, it's definitely a common thing that they do. If they lose the first round, they pick up that scout in the second round. If somebody got maybe a 2K somewhere, they pick up that scout going into the next round. And with scouts and 5.7s, if the scout can catch the shot, drop them to that low HP, it's quite easy for the 5.7 to finish them off. So it's just a bit of a combination that teams have got going, and definitely works. We saw in Clutch King's favor there, they were able to close out that round, and that's quite important for them in terms of economy. Being on that CT side is definitely not favorable.
Yeah, well, good little turnaround here from the Clutch Kings side. We'll see the buy up there, Clarion, or the FAMAS, the hands of Anon, and then P. Picked up there from by Zero Chance at the moment.
Definitely, he loves his P90. When he was back in the Energy days, second round if they won, even third round, he'd carry that P90 into. So he's notorious for that gun. He always plays a great game with that gun, but definitely not favored when you're going up against him, running into that P90. But have a look at the buy here from Altitude. They've got Tech 9's armor and some P250s, so they're definitely trying to make a statement this round. And with that buy, definitely doable, but Clutch Kings, if they play this correctly, shouldn't be too much trouble for them.
Yeah, no, very interesting one here. We'll see. Well, we definitely see the T side moving in towards the B side area here, under the tunnel side. Let's just have a look and see. They get that engine frag back in. Bit of time. Kind of peek around, feel around, but it is forcing the CTs kind of to rotate now in towards the B side because they've called them out. No real change here though, either from Altitude, which is not the greatest thing in my opinion. I think you kind of need to play a little bit of a bluff move.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Executing into the site now is Altitude and doing really well. They find themselves at 2k already and they've got the site, so they are able to get the bomb down now. Adrenaline trying to control them from this heaven position with the scouts. He's got a hell of a lot of equipment to work with. He's got incendiaries, grenades, but not able to stop the plants. And now a smoke is going to stop them out and connect us. So the retake's going to be difficult. Vamoose finds a nice frag there onto Adrenaline, but Anon perfectly positioned here to find the frag onto Vamoose. 2 versus 2. Maniac only on 12 HP, but he's hiding in the smoke and Kings goes straight past him. He does spot out the player in heaven, but they don't know that he's on connector, and that's going to be detrimental for Clutch Kings. Oh, it's going to be really difficult for him to close off the round. They do find the frag into heaven. Are they even expecting to be there? Maniac so perfectly positioned. He's going to be able to stop the defuse. He gets Anon. He's got a little bit of a flash here. Oh, he just misplays it. He gets the flash on, but there is no time, I don't believe, for him to get the defuse.
Yep. Once again, all about timing. Very good play there from Altitude.
So that's the third pistol round we've seen. First pistol round, obviously, and then the second, Altitude pulled it out, and now Clutch Kings rather, and now Altitude grabbing it. So have a look at the economy. They can easily pick up an AWP if they want to, but it doesn't look like they're going to, because they know they are up against a weak buy, so they're not going to invest too much into this round. Oh well, as I say that, we see some AKs and SMGs across the block, but Altitude, strong position so far, and definitely showing that this is going to be a great game.
Yeah, no, very good play here from the Altitude side. You can see that 4 rifle buy now up against only 2 rifles in the hands of the Clutch King players. As we bomb now lurking in towards the back, T-Sports. Pointing kind of towards A, maybe mid-side. Well, that's what I call mid-side in any case. But looking at it right now, a little bit of damage inflicted on Zero Chance here. Here we go, Maniac with a pick off there on Anon. And right now, it looks very favorable here for the... Still in a peculiar position, might be able to pick off 1 or 2. Careful enough.
Pink's in a great position there to try and find the frag onto the bomb. Bananas comes around and he does get the kill, so any opportunity there was for Kings to try and find the kill there, he gets taken out by Bananas, and that should be the round now for Altitude Gaming. Corrupt should be able to find the final frag here, which he does. So 3-1 at the moment, and having a look at the economy for Clutch Kings, definitely in a detrimental position. I mean, they can't put up a bias round. They might even be on a double eco if things don't go their way. Altitude looking strong at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely looking quite strong, forcing the eco round again on Clutch King's side. And having a quick look at the scores here, that Zero Chance right on top there, 5 for 4. Pretty even though in the Altitude team. Adding value, Corrupt coming around the corner. Does he pick up the double? Yes, he does. 2K there for Corrupt. Let's see if there will be a response here. A little bit of P2000 action there from Hill. Right now, good start here for the Altitude team. Moving that bomb in towards the A side area, so this should be quite an easy breach for them here. Only 1 CT player in the vicinity. Bomb will go down, but it's a plant.
Bomb going down now should definitely be an easy hold here for Altitude. Got some great post plant positions, all got rifles up against 3 pistols. Bananas chiming in with 1, and that'll be this should theoretically be the 4th round for Altitude Gaming. And until we see another full buy coming out from Clutch Kings, it's how many rounds should Altitude be looking for on this T side here?
Well, look, I mean, opinion, I would say probably around 7-8 rounds, really, just to have a comfortable second half. It really depends, though, on the Clutch Kings. I mean, how good are they as a T side? If they're a good T side on overpass, you know, that'll kind of swing things around in a very kind of equal favor, if you know what I mean. So you get the case where a lot of teams are actually very pro T side compared to the all-round sides, or sides that are a little bit more pro CT side, of course. And when you get 2 of those teams that actually are pro Ts or pro CTs, it kind of ends up being a very close match.
Well, either an extremely close map or an extremely one-sided game, because you could end it 14-1, 13-2, and then they're able to get the pistol, whatever the case is. But now we see a full buy coming out from Clutch Kings, and this is going to be their first opportunity opportunity to have a proper hold on the CT side. We see Kings getting the first frag onto Crop, but look at the aggression here from Altitude and Long. Bananas and Ake both getting a frag apiece, and that really opens up the A side and forces the rotations. I'd love to see a rotator from Altitude back towards the B side, but we see they are sticking to their guns and heading up Long towards A. And the bomb moving into the site now is Zero Chance. He's trying to hold it. Is he able to stop the plant? He spots the head and he gets the frag, so there goes the bomb. And Altitude, a bit of a precarious position at the moment. They're going to try and retake the side 3 versus 3. Oh, Zero Chance is perfectly positioned. He gets another one, so he just turned this round around at the moment for Clutch Kings. And 2 versus 3, Bananas and Maniac are going to have to come up pretty big if they want to get this round. Bananas being spotted through the smoke. Zero Chance is just finding himself in the perfect position every time. Eventually he gets brought down by Maniac, but Zero Chance, he had that round there for Clutch Kings.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as he saw that bomb drop, I think all that information got fed to the rest of the side. A good little kind of defensive play they had there. Very patient play as well. It wasn't too aggressive. I mean, I see a lot of CT teams going out aggressively and kind of losing numbers quite quickly. These guys, they were kind of like drawn back, knowing that they got the bomb, and they just kind of sat tight. So a good round there for the Clutch Kings. But now looking at the buy-up here, kind of equalized, really. I mean, we've got a lot of FAMASs. However, on the other side, AK buy-up here from Altitude.
Yeah. Finally, I mean, last round they did have a FAMAS and a few kills on their side because they wanted to try and save as much as they could, but their economy is still in a perfect standing for them to pick up another buy round if they do go on to lose this round. But with the amount of equipment at the moment and the direction of it, looks like they're going to be setting up for a B take here where there is Clutch Kings players and one in heaven at the moment. Looks like surely they're going to be able to pull out the rotation chair, especially because Corrupt has found one. Is he able to find anything else? Yes, he is. And that's the site open now for Altitude. Bananas though. Oh, look at where he is. He's going to be able to catch him on the rotate. And he does. And Clutch Kings just in 2 minds at the moment. Is it an A? Is it a B? They can't decide. And now surely they're going to find out. Well, Adrenaline and Non both get 1. And now it's a 3 versus 2, which is definitely doable. But with the position of Altitude Gaming, is not going to make it too easy for them, and they close out the round, which is really puts Clutch Kings in a bad position because now they get reset. They've lost their round loss bonus because they won that round, and now their economy is in really a difficult position.
Yeah, well look, back onto the eco round here for the Clutch Kings side, as you've said. I think, Altitude right now in a very good position, 5-2 up on the T side. We'll have to wait and see what Clutch Kings can do to kind of counter this. But I mean, right now they need to really consider a few things, like how to win a good couple of easy rounds. Upsets.
Wow.
As you can see right now, the Kings picking up 2. They're taking down Ake and Bananas, 2 as very good players. It looks like Clutch Kings might be able to pull this one off if they keep their composure. So T-side moving around the corner. There we go. Zero Chance out of the picture. Do they pick up a double one? Bit of a stall there on the frags. There we go. Moose with a good counter. Oh, fantastic little heady there from Kings again. Here we go. In the right position with the spray down. Altitude increased their lead 6-2.
Yeah, Corrupt has just been playing so well right now. I mean, he's already found himself 10 frags in the past 8 rounds. He's really got Altitude on his back at the moment. Not that Altitude needs him to carry, but he's just taking it single-handedly at the moment. And now we see Clutch Kings able to get out a full buy once again. Well, I say full buy, they have got 4 promises across the board. They just need to try and string a few rounds together. They need to try and get 3, 4, 5 rounds together, get the confidence back up, and really need to make Altitude start second-guessing themselves. But at the moment, Altitude is really predicting the pace of the game.
Definitely. I agree with you there. We'll frag the year from Kings, change here, make a double exchange from Altitude, putting themselves on the lead, but there we go. Anon with 1. Bananas pick up that frag on Anon. Then Altitude in driver's seats. Oh, they know where the bomb is.
Oh.
And they do see a CT player. So the CTs have control of the bomb, and that changes the game up quite drastically. They're able to defend it off. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to really happen. Bananas around the corner. Play here. Oh, look at this nice little crossfire lockdown from the Clutch Kings, and well, that's what they need.
That's exactly what they needed. They need to try and find a round where they can keep 3 rifles alive, and not every single player needs to completely rebuy, but sadly for Clutch Kings, it's going to take a lot more than that for them to get the economy of altitude in check. I mean, it's just booming at the moment, and we see Corrupt with that Negev. Quite an interesting buy. He does actually, he opts to drop the Negev, picks up the AK. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Bought that by mistake, no doubt, and a bit of aggression there from Unreal. I think he might have spotted out a leg. He definitely spotted one to Maniac there. And check the way Acres Bananas finds one onto Unreal, who is getting a little bit aggressive. But take a look at the aggression here from the CTs on the opposite side of the map. Adrenaline doing well to lock down the site now. And 4 versus 3 is the setup at the moment. Corrupt, can he find another one? He does find a heady onto Adrenaline. And speaking of Corrupt, I mean, this man is just playing so well this game at the moment. Just finding frags left, right, and center. But look at the bomb. 3 Clutch Kings players are huddled on top of the bomb, and it's going to be really difficult for Altitude to try and reclaim the bomb to get it to a site, of course. And looks like they're going to spread themselves across the map before they can reclaim this bomb. But Clutch Kings, quite a bit of equipment still to work with. 2 Molotovs and 4 flashes across the board to keep Altitude Gaming at bay. Yeah, Banana's coming. I mean, he's got a bit of a blind spot to work with here. He finds some shots, and that grenade, oh, he missed the grenade, but does a bit of damage to Kings, who does get the kill. So 2 versus 3 now, and Bananas definitely should have found that frag and could change the position of the round, but for Moose, he does well. And Corrupt, man, just playing so well. But Moose finds himself a second, and Corrupt should be able to close the round up, which he does. So 3-7. Every time Clutch Kings wins a round, they lose the following one, which is just putting them in detrimental positioning at the moment.
Yeah, well, looking at their finances at the moment, I mean, not looking so great, to be honest. Right now, Altitude, just having a quick look at the scores here. 13 for 6. Corrupt, as you said, just kind of like, how do I say, sitting there right on something, kind of carrying his side. But as you can see, it is making quite a big impact on the side here. 73 here. We see some legal play not working out there for Unreal. Right now, the Altitude side dominating there. Nice little spray there from Bananas, picking off 2. And right now, it's a 2-on-3. Oh, a little bit of legal play here from Zero Chance. That might help out the Clutch Kings a little bit. They're very low on the HP, and the bomb has gone down already. There we go.
Yeah, Clutch Kings.
Okay.
Clutch Kings needed a lot more from that round, considering they decided to force up, but now they're going to have to save again, which potentially puts Altitude Gaming at 9 rounds, and it's looking very, very unfavorable for Clutch Kings, who are on that CT side at the moment, and Altitude just doing so well. Everything they touch seems to turn to gold. On this T half, now making the bomb making its way towards B, 3 players making their way towards middle, where Clutch Kings have had a lot of presence. They've definitely been trying to hold this middle, and on the eco makes it too easy for Corrupt, who finds himself another 2 frags. But Adrenaline, quite interesting position at the moment, but they're completely on the wrong side. The bomb is making its way to A, where there is no Clutch Kings players at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of an over-rotation there.
I mean, I don't mind it really, because it's an eco. You need to put all your eggs in one basket, because it's difficult enough having the pistols against the rifles. And we see it's going to have to be a retake, which definitely doesn't seem doable without any equipment. But Adrenaline, he's found himself an AK. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to save this. We see he's pushed himself all the way up towards T-spawn, so I don't think he has any intention of trying to retake this.
You never know. I mean, he's kind of coming in closer towards that A side. So, there we go. He's backing off now. Bomb has gone down. Altitude looking to take their 9th round, which is quite, how do I say, it's quite remarkable for them to actually pick up so many rounds.
On that T side, it's definitely not expected. I mean, most teams, you find that 6 rounds on the T side, they'll definitely be happy with. So, 9 rounds and no sign of them slowing down is quite an interesting thing to see, and not something that you see every day.
Do that.
Now, Clutch Kings are going to be able to get out and buy, and Clutch Kings this round is so important. If they lose this round, they're staring down an 11-3 scoreline, which really, being on CT side, shouldn't be happening. But for the first time this game on either teams, we see the AWP being picked up by Kings. Glass Cannon AWPing, nothing else except that AWP, and he will be making his way towards long. If he has any impact on the round with that AWP, definitely going to have to change something up. Is Clutch Kings. We see a heaven position here from Zero Chance, who just does really well to find a headshot. Adrenaline doing well. He gets himself a frag as well. Can Unreal find another one, or find himself one, which he does. And this Altitude Gaming being ripped apart this round. Clutch Kings just perfectly positioning themselves around Altitude Gaming and shutting down the pushes as they come through. And there's the round for Clutch Kings, and now they need to hold on to this, and they need to make this a 9-6 half.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a make or break play here for Clutch Kings at the moment. I think they're definitely aiming for that 6th round. Of course they are. But, you know, just looking at how strong Altitude is playing at the moment, it is going to be very difficult for them
It's going to be an uphill battle.
It definitely, look, the AWP in the hands of Kings here definitely will add a lot of value to the Clutch Kings sides. If he does get a pick or so. So we'll have a look at. Oh, there we go. Banana's out of the picture here. Good little start here for the Clutch King side. Let's see what they'll do. Quick look overview. Looks like they are hovering around mostly around the B area. Egg picks up 1 here. There is the exchange. Clutch Kings still in. Exchanges are happening.
I'd love to note the aggression here from Clutch Kings. They're really getting aggressive in middle, taking lower dark, taking toilets, and just having a presence across the map. And maybe that's not what's working for them. Maybe they need to sit back on the sides, hold their angles, use their equipment later in the round. The Altitude isn't pushing very early. Hold your equipment until later in the round and keep them at bay, which we see Altitude now pushing onto this A site. Really nicely done there by Unreal to find one and to corrupt, but the bomb does go down, so that's going to give them enough bank to buy in the next round. If they do lose this, which it is looking like at the moment, 3 versus 2, can Vermoes find this frag? If he gets the kill onto Zero Chance, it definitely puts them in a greater position, but Zero Chance gets it onto Maniac, and all down to Vermoes on 6 HP doesn't look favorable. So 5-9, Clutch Kings, this is do or die. They need to take this round, and then if they win the pistol, they're looking at 9-9 again, and things are evened up. So you need to look at the bigger picture, but in the smaller picture, you take it round by round. You forget about the scoreline at the top. You take it round by round, and that's basically it.
Well, look, jeez, 5-9. They've got it. They've got the possibility to do it. I think that entry frag there.
Yeah, especially the 2 Tech 9s on the side of Altitude and a Galil.
It's proving to be very difficult for Altitude here, but they've done the damage, let's be honest.
Yeah.
9 rounds up, as T-side.
No matter what happens here, they've got smiles on their faces, but we see Kings with that AWP chiming in with 1. But the bomb's made its way to the B side where there is only 2 Clutch Kings players defending. If they get aggressive here, they can find a small window, but they're taking their time and the rotations are coming out and they're being wrapped around as well. And Zero Chance in that lower sewer position, keep at bay with that smoke. A nice little cheeky flash there, but with the smoke not really having any impact. Bomb still set up for this B take. I think Altitude maybe getting a little bit predictable in their plays here. We see the rotations are coming out from Clutch Kings, and there's no difference being changed by Altitude. They're still sticking to that site, and it looks like they're going to be pushing here through on the 50-second mark. This flash coming through, but he gets taken down by Zero Chance, and Zero Chance doing well. He nearly finds himself a second. Kings with that AWP. Is he able to find a frag here on the opposite side of the map? And he does, and all down to Bananas with that Galil. Try and do some damage, but like you said earlier, Altitude have already done the damage.
Yep, definitely 6-9. Altitude Gaming taking the lead there. Having a look at the scores here, we will see Zero Chance topping it up there, 13 for 12, followed by King as well, 13 for 9, actually having a slightly better KPD as the Energy ex-captain or coach.
Yeah.
And then just looking at the Clutch King side here, at the Altitude side here. That's Corrupt there, still on top, 15 for 11, followed by Bananas. So the two of them are really playing that kind of entry fragger role, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Or hard fragger position. Someone that really likes to take 2 or 3 frags going forward.
Yeah, and
I
think it's definitely notable to bring up somebody like Maniac, who's been playing a little bit more of a support role, who's just been getting the equipment down and making it almost possible for your players like Bananas and Corrupt to do what they're doing. We always see the guys with the high amounts of frags, they're always getting all the praise, but you need to remember the support players as well, coming through there and really making it possible for them. And if Altitude win this pistol round, that should really be the last nail in the coffin on this first map to Altitude. So this pistol round, very, very important for both teams really, and it looks like it is going to be really a split across the map here for Clutch Kings. We see, as soon as I say that, there's 4 players making their way towards A, all in long, and Bananas, who's in the position here to try and shut this down, is turning his attention elsewhere, and they've got long at the moment. They've got the possession of long, but Vermoes, he should be getting a bit of information here, looking through sewers and finding nothing. But now the aggression's coming out for Clutch Kings, and they're just going to barrel straight onto the side. That flash really, really big. Anon finds one entry onto the side. That's Corrupt down. Unreal finds another. Bananas doing well to bring it back to a 4 versus 3. Bomb is going to go down to Unreal, doing great to find a second one there onto Bananas, and that really steals them the plant. And without a kit, Altitude Gaming not looking too great at the moment. This is going to be a retake, and it's going to have to be in swift time as well. We see Vermouth moving through with that P2000, is able to find a frag, but as soon as that happens, Adrenaline finding the headshot onto Maniac with that stolen USPS. And this should be the round for Clutch Kings, and this, if it goes by the book, which the African CS doesn't always, this should be a 9-9 half, a 9-9 scoreline.
Well, look, I mean, as teams generally snowball, passing 5 rounds or so, that's when they really start to get a lot of momentum. We did see Altitude have that. They kind of had a snowballing kind of, what I say, feature in the first half,
Yeah.
but they have lost it a little bit here. Clutch Kings being able to kind of take full advantage of that now. Coming back here, see a little bit of a gunfight in long side area, but closer towards T-Storm. And well, there we go. T-Sun are going to be moving up long side now. Bomb side. Let's see what happens now going into the next few seconds of this round. Clutch Kings very hesitant to push forward. Although you're looking at the CT side, the CTs are slightly a little too ahead on the defensive there, so that might just cause a little bit of an issue here for the Altitude side. You want to kind of stick back. There we go, in a straight line between A and B, making sure that they've got all their spots covered, and as the breach happens, the rotation should come in within immediate effect.
Yeah, I mean, obviously trying to find some information in the beginning, but now falling back to the side, and this is where the push is coming on. A really nice shot there from Corrupt, but it doesn't look like it's going to do too much as Clutch Kings, the players pushing into the side. Maniac gets hurt out by Adrenaline, and that's the site for Clutch Kings. We see it all down to Corrupt with that scout, who's just going to run in and really suicide. But 9-8, not too much expected from Altitude Gaming. They're going to be on one more save before they can have any impact on this second half.
Yep, definitely. Having a quick look at the scores here, we do see though that Corrupt and Bananas climbing their ladders respectively. Now quickly having a look at the Clutch Kings score sheet. It seems that a lot of the players have gone well into the team frags and are starting to play a bit more than...
Starting to even out a little bit.
They're starting to play more like a unit.
Definitely, yeah. And sometimes, like we spoke about earlier, you get those pre-game jitters, and maybe Clutch Kings have worked out. We see Zero Chance finding the first frag there onto Ake in middle, and Bananas, who's in a good position here to try and get some damage done, gets taken down by Anon. And as expected, Clutch Kings claiming the bulk of this round so far.
Nice little play off here from the Clutch Kings, being able to eliminate 2 of the Altitude players. Bomb goes down. This could possibly put them in that 9-9 scoreline that you kind of predicted. So
no, that's exactly what Clutch Kings needed. And going into that first buy round, if Altitude drop this buy round that's about to come up, they're in turmoil. I mean, if they drop it, first off, it's a statement. That first buy round is a statement. Whoever wins that buy round, your economy, it makes a big difference to your economy, but as much as anything, it's a confidence booster or demoralizer. So it will be interesting to see how this round goes about. We see Bananas with enough money to pick up the AWP and armor. It'll be interesting to see where he opts to take this AWP and what kind of hold Altitude adopt on the CT half.
I would expect them to kind of play the long side as Kings did.
Yeah.
And it does seem like that's the case right now. We do see that bomb though. Well, this is the other thing as well. Clutch Kings were kind of pressing on that long side to A quite often last couple of rounds.
Yeah.
So now they're trying a little bit of more different strategy, playing almost mid side to A by the looks of it. So A shutting them down. There's no exchange as of yet. There's Zero Chance battling it out. They're trying to get a pick off.
Oh,
Look at that double frag. Oh yes, Bananas with the AWP, and that puts the Altitude side right.
That gets him right back in. He finds himself a third, and that's just confidence right there. You find that double frag, that puts a smile on your face and puts a smile on our faces as well. Always nice to see something like that. So, like we said earlier, this is a statement, and Altitude really needed this round. If they dropped this first buy round on CT side, they were in a difficult position, but doing well so far. 5 versus 1. 5 versus 1. Potentially not even going to drop his life. You hope we get to see a triple?
Oh,
Triple with one AWP shot? I wouldn't put my money on that, eh? You think so?
No, very, very.
would have
very
to be a
unlikely.
Tech 9 rush through Banana on Inferno, and the lineup would have to be real.
Yeah.
But now,
Sure.
having a look at the economy on Clutch Kings, if they lose this round, they're on an eco.
Yeah.
So altitude, big round for them.
Definitely a big round, yeah. We do see the 3 AKs in the hands of the CT side, so they're obviously preferring the AK-47s and no M4 sitting at the sides, of course.
Well, all died, so
Yeah,
no
of
surprises there. Have a little bit of
Understanding the obvious.
Yeah, I know. I've got a merchant there who sells them black market guns, get an M4. But now the aggression coming to the A side, they're going straight through smoke with the flashes, and I'm finding an entry. And now it's 4 versus 4. And Vamoose is going to have to come up bigger. He finds himself one. Can he get anything more? No, he can't. Zero chance getting the headshot. And that opens up the sights. Unreal finding himself a frag for the round. And now it's going to have to come up bigger. He is able to stop the plant. And he teams up with Ake, who gets a frag as well. And 2 versus 1 is the setup at the moment. And oh man, it's all up to zero chance. The old dog here. Can he bring up the experience? But Bananas, the new boy on the block, finds the frag. And that puts Clutch Kings on a Tech 9 buy at best.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe a little bit of a Technon armor buy. Don't know.
Well, that's exactly what it's going to be.
Looks
They
like
could-
it's going to happen. Yeah, there we go. Well, still, Bananas with the AWP. Huge risk. Hey, yeah, this triple lineup might
This
actually
is the
happen.
triple. This
Might
is
work.
making their way to the B site, unfortunately. So Banana's on the wrong end of the map, but this is going to be a lot of the big play here from Vamoose. Can he find himself? Oh, he only gets one, but that grenade's going to come out very big, doing a lot of damage as Vamoose, and oh, he's going to be so disappointed with himself there. Maniac able to close it out there. Kings dropped him down to 3 HP, and he gets brought down with the nade. So the triple was possible, but with multiple bullets.
Well, yeah, look, the lineup was real there.
The lineup
I
was
just
real.
don't understand why he didn't connect it. It looked pretty solid. I mean, I was thinking he was going to pick up 4 there,
Yeah.
but very unlucky.
And that jumps back to the A1 versus the A4, 30 bullets versus 20, and he only had 20 in the clip at the moment, so obviously it's situational and preferable, but now we see Corrupt, he's got that A4 in his hands, and Clutch King's on a full eco, and Altitude just looking very good since the first buy round.
Yeah, no, forcing another eco. Yeah, here we go. AWP play. Oh, missed shot here from Bananas. Not going to like that as some grenades come flying in towards him. He gets the frag though. Here we go. Another bit of play. Corrupt getting a shot there with the M4 actually. Yeah. So it's a little bit of techno play. Bananas out of the picture here. Now there's a bit of a problem. Yopa's gone, but it lands into the hands of Kings, which could definitely cause sort of problems here for the CT side. So I'm expecting them to back off now. I'm
Yeah.
not expecting them to take him on because of that all.
Having a look at the economy situation, it's not so bad. I mean, if they do lose this round, they might just be able to buy up another one, but that's not something you want to risk.
Yeah. Good shot there from Corrupt though on Unreal. Definitely applying more pressure now onto the Dutch Kings specifically. Well, looking 4-on-2.
Yeah, and I mean, especially with Adrenaline only having this Desert Eagle, perhaps he could send off Kings and say, go hide somewhere. I'm going to try and find some X's. As soon as I say that, he gets taken down. Kings does find one, and he's going to have to find a lot more than that if he's going to do as much as just save this AWP. And we see Corrupt wrapping around now. Oh, he's playing so great, just jumping up, using the physical territory of this map to his advantage. And it'll be interesting to see if Kings is actually able to save this AWP. He's made his way into Playground now. And he's going to have a lot of work to do with only 5 seconds left. He hears one player wrapping around. Is he able to find the frag? Yes, he is. And he's going to have to do a lot more than that. Is he going to be able to cross? Oh, he goes for the frag, but he gets taken down by Maniac. So Bananas is going to have that AWP back. And Clutch Kings, like we've spoken about so many times this game, do or die. This is another do or die moment for them. 9-13. If they lose this, their economy, turmoil, Altitude just looking strong.
No, they are. They're picking up the double AWP as well. We're seeing Corrupt and Bananas now picking up that mammoth of a gun. And, there is a bit of an exchange, well, how do I say, a counter here from Kings also picking up the AWP. Let's see what he can do with it though. If he manages to take up both AWPs, well,
As soon as you say that, he gets taken down by Bananas. So Bananas is being such an impact player at the moment. He's already up to 22 kills this game. So playing extremely well. And this round, there was another frag brought back. Bananas was taken down, so that's one of the AWPs on Altitude being taken down. And 4 versus 4 now. The bomb making its way towards Long, and nicely read here by Altitude. We see them with 3 players on the A site at the moment, so nice read by them. And if the push comes on that A site, they should be able to hold it. But still a lot of time on the clock, 55 seconds to be precise. That bomb looking a little bit hesitant, a bit of stall in the push, a bit of a stall in the push here from Clutch Kings. Looks like Adrenaline just wanted to try and fake that sight a little bit, which he did, and now he's making his way back over to the A where the push is going to come out. 38 seconds left, zero chance, does spot out one player. Is he able to find the frag? Yes, he readjusts his spray and he gets it. That's the second AWP down now, but Akaz gets one, which makes it 3 versus 3, but Unreal, wow, just really walking past one another there were the two players, and the site now much more weakened here by Clutch Kings, and are we going to be able to see the retake here from altitude? Is only one hit between the two players. Vermoose controlling his spray to finally get the kill there onto zero chance, but Adrenaline and Unreal really in great position here to hold this round, but Vermoose gets one with that AWP. Is he able to close out the round here? Only 5 HP, and Adrenaline is just going to play the clock here. Vermoose edging around ever so slowly. He misses the shot, and that's surely it. Now he rushes out with the PT50, not opting to save that AWP, and not able to get the kills either. So both players should die here. Or Adrenaline may just make it up by the skin of his teeth, and he will. So nice round there by Clutch Kings.
Well, not exactly the best round, to be honest, but they got it though. They're into double figures here, so we do look at the economy. It doesn't look bad given the Clutch Kings. I'm able to buy up, but look at Bananas now, picking up another AWP. That's going to cause problems for the Clutch Kings immediately, specifically if they want to go down the long side area, which might be the case. Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, it looks like they are going to be facing going at least down that long side area here. So we got a couple of altitude players sitting in B side. It's just marking his territory with the AWP. We're going to see them come around the corner. He should be able to pick up at least one. Put the Clutch Kings right on the back foot. Here we go. Oh, this is the shot. He's going to have to try and counter. Second. Yeah, nice little play here from 8. Picks up Kings. Here's the exchange from Anon as well. So right now 4-on-4, looking for either side. However, that AWP still a very fundamental equipment.
Oh wow!
The defense here. It's a little bit unfortunate for Anon. They're kind of looking too far to the right. Taking him off guard here now. So now altitude. 3 rounds away from taking this first map. Best of 3, group 1 game. Round 1 game.
Oh, this is going to have to be a hold here from Vermoose, and he does well to find one. Can he get anything else? Yes, he definitely will. He gets himself a second for the round, and now it's all down to Adrenaline, the man who was trying to fake that B site. He finds himself one, but that's probably just a consolation frag. At best, 20 seconds left on the clock. Banana's whiffing a few AWP shots that round, and Corrupt closing it out. So 14-10, the economy resets on Clutch Kings. They can't even get a Tech 9 buy out of this. They can, oh, okay, as I say that, they do exactly what I said they can't. They grabbed a couple Tech 9s, Desert Eagles, investing everything in this round. If they lose this, it's a 16-10 game.
Yeah, pretty much spot on there. Having a quick look at the scores here, 22 for 16, Bananas right on top there. 21-17, also Corrupt following suit. Pretty balanced though on the Clutch Kings there, but they're just being able to capitalize on the weaknesses here.
Oh, zero chance doing well to find one. He didn't expect another one to be there, so he gets taken down, and Corrupt doing well to find a frag, but the round looking poised for Clutch Kings to get the plants in at least. Anon with that Desert Eagle, is he able to find a headshot? Yes, he is. So now it's all down to Maniac, and all of a sudden Clutch Kings doing extremely well. And I was about to say at the end of the round that Clutch Kings have been playing from behind the entire time, and now taking charge on this round, doing extremely well. Now they've also saved an AWP from this round, so everything they've got everything going for them at the moment. And well, Clutch Kings should pick up what will be their second buy round of this game, and they definitely need it with their economy. Well, not only their economy, the scoreline, the way it is at the moment.
Well, look, they're keeping themselves in the game. Altitude does not have 15, so they don't have to pay for the draw. And right now, Maniac, well, maybe he'll just clutch it a little bit and take out 4, but I really don't think it's going to happen.
Not with the bomb having exploded already, yeah.
Well, there we go. 11-14 right now. Altitude. Not in a very good position, really.
Yeah.
I think that those finances don't look so great. We will most likely see the Clutch King take this round.
Well, we can't really say that in this game. How many anti-ecos have we seen? I mean,
no, I agree.
Clutch Kings do so well for themselves on these eco. Clutch Kings do so well for themselves on these eco rounds, and then lose it in the buy rounds. And Banana's getting some information there, though not contesting. And on with that unconventional org finding himself a frag, and well, Not a gun you see too often is that old bar.
You are the bullpup.
That's exactly it. Goes back
Come
a
on.
long way, doesn't it? Eh? But as expected, yeah, Clutch King's doing well. But that M4 can do a lot of work here. Finds one, but the double nade is going to be pretty big onto Maniac's face, which actually doesn't do. It does 6 damage in total. But the aggression coming out here from altitude actually doing quite a lot of work. Ake finds himself 1, and now 2 versus 2. And close quarters, that 5-7 can do a lot of work. Doubling up are the 2 altitude players here. Are they going to check the lowest sewer? He gets checked, but he gets brought down. With that A1, can it do the work that it has to against that AK-47? King's doing well to get the frag in. That round a little bit closer than it had to be for Clutch Kings.
Well, look, yeah, it's all about applied pressure, really. And that's what altitude is doing. Even though in the eco round, they're having the chance there to actually take it. It kind of gets given to them, but well, not really. They're
taking it.
They're taking it more so. Yeah. Correct. The thing is, it's good for them now because now they've got guns in hand. So now we see round 27 happen here. An interesting start off here as Bananas picks up 1.
Oh.
Well, there we go. The exchange from 0 chance 4-4 right now. Looking good.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there. I just wanted to speak about altitude gaming and Clutch Kings. It's been more a game of them making mistakes than impressive plays from the opposite team. I feel like both teams this game should be over already. Not saying who should have won it because it could go to either team. Even though Clutch Kings only have 12 rounds, they've made quite a few detrimental mistakes, which really has lost them rounds in the end. It's cost them rounds, and we see them hoping to turn the fortunes on this round. Hopefully get closer to the altitude score, who have not yet confirmed overtime, still on 14, and 4 versus 4 at the moment. That bomb making its way towards long, and it looks like it will be an A take.
Yeah, it's good to see these close scores, really.
Yeah.
14 to 12.
Yeah.
Let's see what altitude can do to take the first map here. Oh, Unreal almost nicking off his own partner. A little bit of spam play from Bananas and Ake. There we go. Do they get the frag? Ah, there we go. Ake picks up 1. And that's what they needed. Oh, look at this. A little bit of a loop around.
No ammo. Bananas not able to find the frag. Lack of ammo. And the time is now ticking down. Bananas is going to have to get aggressive here because they are hiding in their corners. He starts to get aggressive, and now Altitude just having a really great retake here. And this should be their 15th round. But as I say, that Kings, can he get any work done? Oh! Only just. If he found the diffuser there, would have put them in a difficult position. They don't have a kit. But that's the 15th round now for Altitude. Enough money for Clutch to get on another buy, but they're going to have to dig deep here to try and take it to overtime.
Yeah, it's, look, it's, this is going to be tricky, right? I mean, round 28 here, both teams have got guns in hand, so Clutch is going to have to really, really clutch.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
Sorry, excuse the pun. Yeah.
Valid.
Pretty much what they need to do. I mean, right now, if they want to keep themselves in this game, good will play there from 0 chance. There is the trade-off as well, and then the lead taker there from Kings. As we see now, the Clutch Kings. Oh, it's all over the place.
Oh, wow. Frag's coming right back, 4th and central. And is the bomb even going to be able to go down now? Bananas, he's in such a perfect position to just get the frag here and really close out the game. Is he able to find the closing frag? And as soon as I say that, Anon gets one and he closes out the round. So 15-13, Anon going really big there to keep Clutch Kings in the game. They needed that kind of play to give them the inspiration, just give them the drive. And Clutch Kings, 2 more rounds. Look at the economy and Altitude. This is the 15-14. Are we going to see overtime, Mr. Burning Red?
I can't call it. To be honest, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Peak around here from Altitude, so very likely the Clutch Kings would take this. However, we've seen the eco upsets.
Time and time again.
Yeah, well, this competition already, first map, a lot of things have been happening here on Overpass. We'll play here from Kingston picking up the double kill, so that's good for him. Go to the scores at the end of this round to actually see how well the Clutch Kings have managed to pull this one back. And here we go, Vamoose playing well with the P250. Taking out there by Unreal and his Khalil, which he finally does pay the price.
Kind of looks like the CTs are the Ts. They're all coming from T-spawn. None of them actually on site. All 3 of them were flanking, and Clutch Kings now getting the bomb down. And 15-14, we're going down to that 30th round, and it doesn't get closer than this, excluding overtime.
No.
Oh.
Oh, we we forgot about the vote maps. Okay.
Unfortunately, so I'm going to say that that was a 16-14
No,
game
it
in
was.
favor of altitude. So,
Yeah.
like I said I don't think it'll go to overtime, but unfortunately, they're sorry about that, guys. But altitude did close out that game 16-14. Clutch Kings doing well to bring it back there. They weren't looking. I mean, they were down 9-6 at halftime going into the T side.
One of my favorite maps.
Then
Mirage.
you asked for this.
Yeah.
You, when I was talking to you earlier, you said
Inferno.
Mirage. No, before the casting or anything, you said Mirage is one of your maps. So
Oh, well, yeah. I think I did mention that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm a little bit tired.
that's okay.
I haven't slept for 36
what is
hours.
it? 37 now.
37 hours, yeah. So I do excuse if I'm a little bit off topic sometimes, or actually not really seeing one or two things. But I think, it should be fine.
Yeah, but Mirage. Now, coming off of a map like Overpass, which one is one of the newer maps, going back to a map like Mirage, will be interesting to see if the experience, which is in Clutch Kings, pulls through.
Yeah, well, anyway, I think Clutch Kings do have the chance to actually take this second map. They're a little bit more, in my opinion, they're a little bit more experienced than Mirage, than
Yeah.
Overpass.
Yeah.
Although Altitude, playing a fantastic, phenomenal game really there. Yeah,
One thing to say about Mirage, I got one word. Bananas. Mirage is Bananas playground. This guy goes absolutely nuts. When he played against Bravado, when it went to a triple overtime, and that was a 10-round overtime, he got a 50 bomb against Bravado. So this is his playground. I know he loves to play the A side on CT side, and it will be interesting to see how he goes about it on this LAN up against Clutch Kings.
yeah. Just having a quick look on the stream chat here. We see our fellow Capetonian caster Halbert that's actually joined us. Good afternoon. Kran also there. One of the guys that should have been here, but in any case. No guys, thank you very much for tuning in for this Nat TV. And we're casting, of course, the Axe Gaming Gauntlet.
Starting a little bit after planned time, but that happens with all LANs, doesn't it? And once it starts, then everything starts to roll out smoothly. So hopefully from here on in we have no more delays going into the rest of the tournament. And just coming up, if you've just joined us, we've just come off of we're currently in a best of 3 between Clutch Kings and Altitude Gaming. Altitude winning the first map, which was an overpass 16-14, should have been won in a more convincing fashion by Altitude Gaming, considering their T half and looking a little bit lackluster on CT, but eventually pulling through and closing out the map. So now we go to something like Mirage, and you said Clutch Kings. I'm going to say Altitude.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with. I think I'm going to stick with Clutch Kings on this one. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Hopefully they take it and we see a third final.
Yeah.
Cool. So guys, we're just going to quickly go into a ad break. The teams are just having a quick 5-minute break now, and then we will be back with you guys shortly.
I fought all my life for this. This one part, this one third, I've always missed. No, just don't let it go. I started the fight, but now I'm losing. So will I fall again? I'm scared of heights, yet it was me who ran away. Oh, I can't forget myself. The peace that I'm missing, it kills me inside. I need help. Oh, please give me back this one pub, this one third. I'm sorry, I lost it. No, I let my weapons fall. I'm drowning in the fears, and now I know that I will fall again and let it go, but I can't stop to run. To run away.
Okay, guys, what an interesting match there. I'm gonna pause it straight off to you guys. I know some of you guys were quite excited about that one and making a few spot calls there in regards to certain players and certain maps coming up. So, Brennan, what do you think about the up and coming map? Who's your favorite to take it? And yeah.
Dutch Kings. Dutch Kings it is.
We will sit here and disagree then.
Well, that's the beauty of casting.
That
You're
is,
always going to have a co-caster that loves to disagree with you.
Love to disagree with you. I don't know if I love it, but I love it when I'm right, so hopefully I will be on this instance. Altitude, I think Bananas is going to go nuts as usual on a map like Mirage, and I think it'll be too difficult of a force to deal with for Clutch Kings. I actually played against Clutch Kings on Mirage in an open division game not too long ago, and it was actually quite close. I think we lost 16-12, but they did play 4 versus 5. So that hinders them a little bit, I think. But I'll tell you just about the scoreline and not the situation of the game. But Looks like we're about to get ready here. We're just waiting for one more player on the side of Altitude Gaming.
No, he's joined.
There he is. So should be going live in a matter of seconds, and looks like they're just finding out the logistics before we start the game. But last game, 16-14, I'm not sure either team really has any momentum to take out going into this next map. Such a close map, a little bit of time in between the maps just slows you down a bit. So I think both teams starting on a clean slate here.
Well, just a little bit off topic. I'd just like to say thank you to all the sponsors, of course, of the Axe Gauntlet, MSI Steel Series, Empress Palace, Matrix Warehouse, The Division, Corix, and there's more. There's a lot of them. Come on, wait.
FTV.
Oh, that TV's a partner with you. Okay.
Snag, there we go. Well done. You nearly got it. Yeah, of course, like we spoke about earlier, without the sponsors, none of this is possible, so thank you to them. And of course, what the sponsors want to bring us is great Counter-Strike, and that's what we've got on our hands here at the moment. If you're joining us... Oh,
There's one more thing.
There's one more thing.
A very, very big thank you to our producer, Sue, who's also not had any sleep like me, and he's doing a fantastic job behind the scenes.
Why haven't you guys had any sleep, man? Hey?
Holding this amazing panel here.
Yes.
It's the panel.
And getting everything
There's
else
the
sorted.
panel. Oh.
Okay, guys, I just want to quickly run through all of these sponsors. It is, of course, The Division, NAG, MSI, Corix, Forge Gaming Network, Matrix Warehouse, Gamers Gadgets, Steel Series, Rebel Tech, Empress Palace, and of course, NAV TV, and the host as well, Axe Gaming.
Yep, of course. Guys, if you want to go check their Facebook page, it is called My Axe Gaming. You can look them up. They've got quite a big crowd of people there that like to share a whole bunch of information around all sorts of games and titles. And then, of course, guys, please visit our Facebook channel and then also subscribe to our channel, our Hitbox channel, because we are going to start giving away a lot of prizes to subscribers to the NAV TV, CSGO, and then of course Dota 2 Hitbox channels.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just going back to that point about Facebook and Axe, if you're interested to see who's going to be playing who and the ladder and stuff, you can find the ladder there on Axe Gaming's Facebook page. What did I say?
Axe Gaming, but it's called My Axe Gaming.
My Axe Gaming.
It's interesting
okay.
how they change.
Sorry
they
about
call it
that. Yeah,
that.
My Axe
Do
Gaming.
if like I subscribe to our own channel, do I stand a chance to win any prizes?
No,
Why?
We need to like you.
because that's the bottom line. Stone Cold said so.
Wisdom Karen.
So looks like we are going to have an altitude on CT side. Never mind. Yes, it is. Altitude are going to be playing the CT side, and Clutch Kings on T side. We saw it the opposite way on the last map. So Altitude, different situation here going into this game, starting on CT. But this pistol round, how important is this?
Very important again. Altitude, good position to be in as the CT side. They've got the range advantage with the USPs, specifically the silence one, and then of course the accuracy. However, the Glock power with brute force and then a Tech 9 as well, that can change things around. I mean, they've even got a P250 going in as well. Here we go. T side moving in towards the B side area. Do they knock? Yeah, they knocked down two. They're losing one. Bomb will go down. So a good start here for Clutch Kings, at least getting that bomb down. So we possibly will see a buy up in the third round.
Yeah, nicely played here by Clutch Kings, barreling out into the side all through apps, and Adrenaline finding himself two nice headshots there just to confirm the round here for Clutch Kings. And great round there for Clutch Kings, great pistol round, aggressive, just stamping their dominance on this game in this first round, really important.
I think it was like kind of the variety of guns that they had going in. They had the Tech 9, they had the Glock, they had the P250.
Yeah.
Once again, look at that buy up there from Clutch Kings. Two UMP 45s, a Galil, a P90, and then of course the Uzi.
The Mac 10.
Mac 10.
Okay.
I like calling it.
Yeah, it's a similar gun, but just the economy that Clutch Kings has created the opportunity to build up for themselves with these SMGs it has a lot of potential. Of course, getting that extra money for getting a kill with the SMG bar the P90. Just taking a look at the buy here from Altitude, it is pistols and armor, so they've invested heavily into this round.
Could work.
It will be interesting to see if they are able to get anything, but Kings are denying them completely, as well as Adrenaline getting up close and personal with that Mac 10, finding the frag onto 8, but look where Corrupt is playing really nicely there. He's going to find the kill into zero chance, which gives him a P90. A P90 and armor, definitely a force to be reckoned with, so it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do with that, if he even decides to go for it. Looks like they're set up for exits at the moment. They're going to want to save this. They've got 5-7s, got armor. It's an investment and something you can carry on into the next round.
Well, yeah, there's a Deagle there as well. To be honest, I mean, I haven't seen him much play with the Deagle, but hey, let's have a look here. Here we go. King's picking up the kill and Corrupt there, so the P90 out of play. Of course, now any pistols left for the Altitude side, so they'll be going into round 3. A little bit of cash in hand, but not really that much.
Yeah, I mean, this is really nice for Clutch Kings. This is really nice. When you're on T side or the less favored side on whatever the map is and you win the pistol, it puts you 3-0 up. Well, it should put you 3-0 up. It gives you confidence and it gives you rounds to fall back on. So this is really nice for Clutch Kings, considering they are a map down. They need as many rounds as they can get on this T side to just cushion their CT, make it a little bit easier, and this buy from Altitude shouldn't be too much trouble for Clutch Kings to deal with, considering they have got 2 rifles and 3 SMGs with a lot of equipment. Quite an interesting setup here from Altitude, grouping up their players, 4 players stacked around this middle, with 1 getting information through apartments, and it looks like it's going to be an A execute from Clutch Kings.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit of an information game happening here for Altitude at the moment. So obviously, those P250s can come into play, the ES57s and then the ES57 and the Deagle. It just really depends on how well they can box in the T side. But it doesn't look like they're going to get it right, as we they're kind of looking around B side, and T's are already in the A side going for the bomb plant. There we go.
Yeah.
An easy one for Clutch Kings here.
Yeah, zero chance. He's coming through middle. He's able to find himself 2 frags, and Unreal gets himself 1. So this is just basically, this was a game of just trying to find kills, do some damage to the economy if possible for Altitude. They weren't expecting to get too much from these rounds, and as expected, Clutch Kings should pick up their 3rd round.
Yeah, that should be quite an easy one here for them. Although we do see the T side, the CT side coming in from the staircase area here. Zero chance should be able to pick up his 3rd kill with that P90. Adrenaline walking away there with the AK-47. So now we almost likely see the proper buy up from both sides.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we see coming out here. 1 FAMAS on Altitude, but 4 M4s across the board. So this is all Altitude need to work with. There's nothing holding them back from here. So will be interesting to see if they're able to take this. Having a look at the scoreboard at the moment, Clutch Kings really, the kills evenly distributed. Kings has picked up an AWP in this 4th round, and he's found himself a frag onto 8. So that's one of the M4s down on the side of Altitude, and that really spreads Altitude across the map. Mirage is quite a lot of places you need to cover, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for Altitude to hold these sites. No real pushes coming out from Clutch Kings just yet, and it's just kind of a standard hold by them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, look, really interesting now. There we go. Break play here from Arnold going in towards the A side, getting the frag there on Corrupt. Good start. They're going to start pushing in with that bomb towards the A side area, blocking it off with the smoke grenades. Flashes coming in. What they can do. King's coming in with the AWP. Let's see if he knocks one. Oh, yes, he does. Headshot at that. Nice little breeze play.
Wow, what a great round here from Clutch Kings. Yet to drop a player, and just aggressive, dominant, perfectly timed pushes, great cover, crossfires, smokes, flashes, everything that works. And they don't lose the life, so their economy is going to be in a really superior position.
For sure, definitely. I mean, they've got a very, very good economy right now, forcing the eco round here on Altitude. So we'll have to wait and see what Altitude have up their sleeves. I mean, Bananas right now not really featuring that much for his side. He's kind of sitting on 0 for 3.
Looks like a bit of miscommunication coming out there from Altitude. We see 2 players opting to pick up armor, Corrupt being taken down to $750, but then a player like Ake not spending a single cent and sticking to $3,000. So maybe a bit of a miscommunication there through the team, losing some communication. I mean, they are 4-0 down at the moment. and on an eco. Clutch Kings have just like you said earlier, you said Clutch Kings, I said Altitude, but Clutch Kings are looking very, very strong at the moment.
Yeah, no, they are. They're definitely. They're a bit more experienced on this sort of map, and I kind of expected them to produce good results. And so far, they've been playing a phenomenal game, forcing the eco around here on Altitude. But, right now, very much kind of stuck in moving in towards the B side slowly. We got Corrupt though sitting there at B, waiting it out with that ES57. He's going to have to feed that information through quickly.
Yeah.
I think he has spot.
Not
there.
yet.
No? I think he might have spotted.
Yeah, and take a look. Altitude's got 4 players stacked on the A side. Clutch Kings really great region, and they're just going to the opposite side. Hold on to Corrupt, who only finds 1. So great play there by Clutch Kings, reading the game really nicely at the moment. Usually when you're up against the eco, you get complacent, you want to push into the side, get the kills, who wants to get the kills, but just holding it sturdy, doing really nicely. And Clutch Kings looking flawless at the moment. Taking a look at their kill distribution. Okay, it's a little bit more, less spread, evenly spread than it was earlier, but they were all within 2 kills of one another not too long ago. So that's always nice to see within a team.
Of course, nice little play with the AK-47 from Anon, picking up the kill there. Bruce, and right now, exit frags ready. Altitude just kind of waiting it out, so we see what's going down.
They did lose quite a few players there in that anti-eco, so that's nice in the sense for Altitude, but having a look at the economy on Clutch Kings is still so strong.
Well, the AWP buy now coming out from, well, the dual AWP buy there coming out from Ake and Bananas. Ake! Finally picking up on AWP.
Yeah, we haven't seen him picking up this AWP just yet, and Bananas, who we saw earlier with that AWP, let's have a look at what Ake's doing. He's on stairs at the moment. Corrupt, this is the first time Altitude have got the first frag in this game, so Corrupt finding the first frag, and will this be the first round for Altitude? We'll see what they can make of the situation. Bananas, oh, he's just going to miss the information there, but he does get shot at, so he does find out Corrupt trying to get the repeat there to cover his teammate. Ake with that AWP, missing the shot. Unfortunately, the Enter Palace and the second one as well, so a little bit unfortunate there. And now all the attention is on this A site where there is 4 players on the moment. Bananas with that off doing well to get 1, and Adrenaline getting a refrag, but only 2 players left now on the side of Clutch Kings up against the 4 of Altitude.
Yeah, Altitude doing well there with the AWPs, knocking down a good couple of players there. Here we go, Zero Chance coming out with 1, and there's the exchange. Ooh, King, Adrenaline picking up 1, picks up a double. Now all of a sudden we have a 1-on-1. Bananas with the AWP. Is he going to pick up a rifle? That's the question. Or is he going to try and stalk his prey with that long-barreled rifle of his? Having a look at Adrenaline here. He's kind of looking at it. He's going in towards B side. Banana is sticking in A. So right now, bomb will go down. And a nice little bit of, I would say a nice little influx of money there for the Clutch Kings.
Yeah, definitely, but Bananas is only in middle now, and that bomb is ticking away very quickly. And with the position that Altitude were in with the 4 versus 2, although Bananas, he spots him out, he wasn't spotted out, and he gets the frag, so against all odds. But I don't understand how Adrenaline played that. He had so much time to position himself better. Opting to stay on the side is quite an interesting decision there.
Yeah. Well, look, I think he anticipated Bananas coming in from the kitchen side area.
Yes.
But a good move, like I kind of called it. He would pick up the rifle, go into a little bit of that close quarters combat. I don't think he picked up the AWP, as you can see. No AWP there relevant in that Altitude side. Although, an interesting buy up there from Maniac, the Swag 7.
Swag 7, that's what they call it. Name for this gun, and wow, no wasting time going into this round. 2 frags really by Kings. He's going really big on his entry frag, but the grenade and some trade doing a lot of damage there by Corrupt, and he gets taken down to 7 HP, and with only a max 7 on Maniac, doesn't look too favorable, and he's all the way in T-spawn at the moment. If Corrupt can find that frag on the man pushing CT, it'll put them in a little bit of better position, but still not much to speak of.
Nice little frag here from Bananas, knocking down Anon. Picks up the double there. This is a good start here for the Altitude on the retake.
Oh, wow. So nicely played there by Altitude, and there is a kit on Bananas. So once again, Bananas, the man rescuing the round, and that's the second round for Altitude. Really nicely played there by Altitude, and their economy is still not in check. They've only got $3,800 on to the name of I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Vamoose. Sorry, only had $3,800. We see Bananas up to 5 frags at the moment, as well as Corrupt. Once again, those two names featuring, but on the opposite end, Adrenaline and King's doing well. And King's with that AWP once again. Is he able to do any work? Not yet. He gets taken down but to 84 HP with the grenade. And where to for Altitude from here?
Well, look, Altitude needs to dig down deep. Oh, nice little double frag there.
Great spray there by Bananas.
Bananas. Corrupt also adding to his tally there. So what Altitude needs to do, well, they're doing it differently than what I anticipated. They are being very aggressive and they're kind of catching the Clutch Kings off guard. So I think this is working for them. They'll just need to kind of shuffle it up a little bit. Oh, miss AWP shot there from Ake. Not getting that. Oh, there we go. He gets the second shot in. Last player in the Palace side. Running back towards the T-spawn area. So good little round here for the Altitude side. Only losing one player, Vamoose.
And all down to Zero Chance, who's bunny hopping in spawn at the moment. And he gets taken down, and that's going to force Clutch Kings onto a save. If we have a look at the economy, at best they can grab a Tech 9 armor buy. And I wouldn't even mind seeing that, trying to get the momentum back in their favor, rush out onto a site, complete aggression, and looks like we might actually see that. Did I call it? Okay, half. We see 2 players with armor, only 2 flashes worth of equipment to their name, and Banana's getting aggressive here, only holding. Okay, there he swaps out now. He's got the AK-47, and he's going to hear a lot of information if Clutch Kings make some noise, although it looks like they're keeping dead silence at the moment, but Bananas is perfectly poised to shut down this push from behind. Oh, it's one up to Maniac. He gets one, he gets a second as well, but Bananas from behind. He's the one who's going to be doing all the damage. He only finds one, but that grenade doing a lot of damage. Oh, and he gets double grenaded by Ake, so great challenge here from Altitude.
There we go, Altitude Gaming picking up the scoreline here, doing well. Trying to equalize things up here to 5 apiece, but there is a buy round in effect now for the Clutch Kings.
No AWP to speak of to King's name though, and that'll be quite interesting. We see he's already done a lot of work with that weapon, so...
Counter AWPing's not going to happen really.
Ake, we see Ake holding the AWP. We've seen Corrupt, Bananas, and now Ake keeping that AWP.
Yeah, I think he's more favored to use the AWP in Mirage specifically. Yeah. So
losing your words for a second there, but wow, a lot of aggression coming out from Clutch Kings, or shall I rather say aggression from Altitude being punished. Both Bananas and Corrupt, the 2 main stars of the game so far, for Altitude being taken down, and cheeky flash there by Anon. 3 versus 5 now, the bomb making its way towards that B side where Maniac is once again. He's going to have to do a lot of work if he wants to save this round. Ake with a beautiful spam through the smoke there, getting the headshot onto Anon, and Zero Chance isn't going to be able to find the entry. Now the information is going to start coming through. He's in the open. Zero Chance finds the heady, and great round here by Clutch Kings so far.
Yeah, very good round from the Clutch Kings. However, Vamoose and Ake is still around. They can cause a little bit of frustration here for the Clutch King team. Specifically with that AWP still in hand, just quickly having a look and impression here at the moment. Ake trying to battle it out, the Kings takes him down, and Zero Chance picks up the double. There we go, the Clutch Kings increasing their lead, 64. That is actually very good. Kings also, of course, picking up the AWP once more.
Yeah, nicely played there by Clutch Kings, and that's their 6th round. And if you, on the T side, and you say, okay boys, 6 rounds, you're happy with that at halftime. You'll be happy with 6 rounds going into the next half. Oh, Kings with a beautiful shot there onto Corrupt, and 6 rounds, that opens them up to, like we spoke about earlier, when Clutch Kings find the first frag in the round, they just look like such a different team to when Altitude finds the first frag in the round. So, there's that first frag going in favor of Clutch Kings, and they can get a strong hold on this game if they win this round.
Yeah, definitely. That score already 6 on the T side. There we go, breach play on the A side area. Let's see what Clutch Kings can do. We have Zero Chance coming in from the lower side. Up the first frag here, good exchange, but there should be one favoring Vamoose once again. And then of course Ake with the AWP, but there we go, quickly responding with a double, well not a double kill, but 2 frags. Clutch Kings, it's a 1 right now. Ake under pressure, he's going in for the scopeless. Time challenge, there we go, picks up and take the AK-47.
It is a 1
right now. going to be pretty close, to be honest.
Yeah.
Egg turns him right. Oh, he doesn't.
Oh, nearly just in time there. Looking in the opposite direction, unfortunately, and 4-7 and an eco being brought out here by Altitude. Clutch Kings replicating what Altitude did on the T side of Overpass. Yeah, like we spoke about, an eco now for Altitude, kind of heading towards this A site, the bomb as well. So wow, complete aggression from Clutch Kings, just pushing straight through where there's no smoke or anything stopping them, and they've taken this A site with those superior weapons. King's doing well, he finds himself a couple of frags, and that's that eco round getting completely shut down by Altitude, or by Clutch Kings. Oh, cheeky of Corrupt there, he gets brought down by Kings, and not much to speak of this round.
Yeah, well, look at it. Let's also keep in mind here, two teams could favor the D side.
Yeah, as we've seen.
As we saw in the previous map. Yeah, the Altitude did come out on top there just by a couple of rounds. In fact, that's actually 2 rounds.
Single round. 14 in the
16,
end.
14, yeah.
Yeah.
So we might see the same result here on the second map. Right now, things are interesting again with Bananas picking up the AWP. Buy-up also coming in from the Clutch Kings. Let's have a look and see what will happen. Clutch Kings aiming towards that A-side area with the bomb. They'll just focus on a little bit of breach play here, waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Once it goes down.
Just something interesting I'd like to note. If you have a look at Anon, who's got 2,250, he's got a Galil. Even though they've won a few rounds in a row, do you think that he really enjoys the Galil as a weapon, or do you think it's just to try and keep his economy at check with the rest of the team?
Well, just it's an interesting question, but a nice play here from Altitude, locking them down, getting it off. I used to prefer the Galil over the AK-47 in certain cases. I just couldn't aim with the AK-47, so I chose the Galil and it worked. So it might be the case with him as well.
Perhaps, yeah, if you're not finding your aim, maybe try and make an adjustment, but we see going straight into this round, Altitude 4 versus 3 at the moment. As soon as I say that, Zero Chance finds 2 great kills there. Great spray adjustment there to take it to 2 versus 3, and Bananas, is he able to find the shot in the back here? But the bomb is moving to where Altitude would want it to move. Bananas can shut down the push. Oh, he gets a great shot there through the window, and he's just misses the second. Oh, and he misses the third. Jumps around and he lands the shot. So that takes it to a 2 versus 1. Altitude going against all odds here when it was a 2 versus 3, and an only 5 HP Adrenaline is left in apps to try and close this out.
Yeah, that might just be the game changer, really, eh? This might just change the game in their favor. We never know. Like I said before, they could be favoring T-side, and just having 5 rounds of CT could be enough.
Could be enough, but I think if they get to 7, I think they'll be extremely happy. We saw how well they did on Overpass on the T side. I wouldn't be surprised if they could replicate that performance on a map like Mirage.
No, I completely agree with you. I think this is going to be interesting. Bananas, of course, with the AWP still. Full AK buy here from Clutch Kings. They got a lot of grenades to spend, so it looks like, that they bought. Looks like they are going to perhaps play the beach play. Zero Chance coming in from the lower side area towards mid again. Luckily, he gets away in time. There we go. A little bit aggressive push here from... Oh! Double kill there from the Moose.
Really great play there.
That's all locked on here from A as well. Yeah, we finally see a trade-off. It's not good enough. Bananas super quick with that AWP.
Yeah, just talking about that spray, everyone always a big fan of the one-taps. Everyone loves seeing one-taps, but when you see a really nice spray coming out from a player who gets the frag and instantly adjusts it perfectly, that's always great to see. So really nicely played there by Vamoose, who came out with 2 kills and survived. And really single-handedly got that round there for Altitude, and we see Bananas with that AWP. Interesting, we see now Bananas is favouring that AWP instead of Ake, and it looks like it's working for them at the moment. Bananas has just been fragging like a madman.
Well, that's the thing. It's how you deal with with that gun on the day. Like we see Anon, of course, with his Galil. Ake maybe not doing so well with the AWP, so he's left it to Bananas. Bananas super quick with it. 6-8 at the moment, looking good here for Altitude.
Yeah.
They can lock down. Might see a very close half here. Moment exchanges all over the place. There's a lot of tension in this A-side area. Nice little play here from Vamoose. He's going to try and pick up a double, which he does. Does he go for the trip? Oh, he gets taken down there from Kings.
Only
Kings.
just.
Bomb will go down. Last round of the first half here on the second map. Two friendly match sides. Horn is taken here by Corrupt. He picks up 1 kill. Now at the moment it is Unreal and it looks really, really good for Altitude.
Oh, why 1
TK.
versus 1 all of a sudden?
Oh, this has changed things up. But Bananas knows where
Oh.
his guy is. There we go. Diffuse.
Altitude made that a bit more difficult for themselves than it needed to be.
I think he anticipated the enemy to be behind that box, and so he just took the shot. He didn't see his teammate his teammate go in properly, and yeah, well, good for them. At least they walked away with the win on that round.
I think Altitude will really be happy with this half, considering they lost the pistol and they were down. Was it 8-4 at one stage or 8-5 at one stage? So not so bad, bringing it back to an 8-7 half, especially if they take the pistol. But have a look at the scores at the moment. Bananas, he's on 14 kills for 6. I called him out at the beginning of the game. I said he's my MVP for this map of Mirage, and this pistol round is going to be big. This is going to be big.
It's definitely a game changer right now. Second half pistol round is always a game changer, to be
Very important,
to be honest.
No, you're right.
Specifically, just gaining momentum, enough momentum to finish off the map. Just having a look at the setup here, very much split setup, 2-2-1. So 1 or 2 more so being in A side area. He's more towards that mid side. It looks like it's a bit of a fake play here from Altitude, moving 2 in towards the B side. They force the over rotation. Nice little play here from Adrenaline with the pick off for now. Nana's just kind of hacking it out in that B side area. A lot of the T side players moving in towards the A side here. So nice little play from Altitude here. They should be able to plop the bomb. There we go. Down it goes. Applied pressure here from Altitude.
Oh, and take a look at Ake's positioning. He can really shut down this push here from Clutch Kings. Oh, he runs out of ammo at the last second. He pulls out the knife. Is he actually going to go for this? He gets the backstab. Really nicely played there by Ake. And the round being closed out here by Vamoose. That was a beautiful fake there by Altitude.
Brilliant.
That
love those fakes.
Incredible fake there by Altitude.
Yeah, I love those fakes.
They really sold Clutch Kings down the river there. And wow, what a great play.
At the moment, this round 1 game between these match sides.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are at the Axe Gauntlet at the moment. Got a best of 3 matchup here between Altitude and Clutch Kings. Altitude winning the first map, which was overpassed 16-14, and now in the second map, which is really evenly poised at the moment. Altitude taking the pistol, but are now down a man and spread out across the map, heading towards that middle to be execution.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting now. East-side action here, nice little play from Anon, taking down Corrupt. Forcing the pressure here, 0 chance getting taken down, so at the moment it is a 3-on-4. Looking good.
Oh,
do we see a 3-on-3? Yes, we do.
Catches the
cheeky little bullet there, just getting the headshot. Kings knows that there is a couple. Actually, also just 1 waiting at the moment, so 3-on-2.
They've got 2 rifles as well, but no kit.
Yeah, that could really work, will not work in their favor.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see. Bomb did go down. Clock is ticking, but nice little play here from Kings.
They're going to get the defuse, so how often have we seen this, that the team who wins the pistol loses the following, but is he going to have enough time? He is just in time.
Yep.
Just lost concentration for a second there, just heard the timing getting quicker and quicker, but great play by Clutch Kings there. And I like what they did there. They didn't take Altitude on in head-on battles because they knew they would lose their head-on up against the SMGs, and they found ways to get behind Clutch Kings, behind Altitude rather, and really nice round there by Clutch Kings.
Yeah, very good round there from the Clutch Kings side. The buy-up now coming in from them. Oh, but look at that, Corrupt. Here's the trade-off though. Ake has picked up the SSG.
All 4 Altitude players in middle at the moment, but Anon, he finds a small tiny gap in the smoke, gets his ball spam through, but Altitude have actually got a nice grip on this round at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of going up and down. It's 3v3 at the moment, and they're still looking pretty comfortable for the Clutch Kings. That bomb not being planted as of yet, and there we go. Trade-offs again, 2-on-2.
Trade.
Nice to see this. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of a 1-on-1. 1 Galil versus 1 SSG. Let's see what happens. High pressure here from Altitude. They want to get the frags.
Oh,
here we go.
Unreal. They're going to try wrap around from both sides here if they can get this frag. That's the site. He does get one. Is he able to get a second? And it's a 1 versus 1. We couldn't really define this round any better than closing it out in a 1 versus 1. And a scout up against a Galil. Oh, is he going to land the shot? King's just missing his spray, but hey, giving him a second opportunity. Now he's going to try and back off behind the site. Oh, it's such a difficult position for Egg. And there is a kit on Kings at the moment. I would like to see him pull out the Tech 9 in this situation. Now he pulls it out. Is he able to find the headshot? No, he's not. Great play there by Clutch Kings, but way too close for Clutch Kings.
Yeah, very, very close. Well, look, it's good for Altitude. They got the bomb down, so they'll be able to possibly buy up, as we do see it happening.
Yeah, there it is.
I think that's what they needed. A couple of AKs coming out now, yeah?
I think Altitude really need to win this this first buy round.
Yeah.
Considering they're on T side, which although by the textbook it's the weaker half of this map, but with South African gaming and between these two teams you've seen they favor the T side, so wouldn't be surprised to see Altitude picking this up. But very important round for Altitude Gaming as we see the opening frag, Corrupt finding the first frag there onto an aggressive Anon who was in lowers.
Yeah, at the moment full play here for Altitude. There we go, Maniac picking up one as well, so this looks troublesome here for the Clutch Kings as Corrupt picks up a 2K. That bomb site B is somewhat open.
Yeah.
There's a player though kind of lurking around into the lower side area. A lot of the players on the Altitude side not exactly the healthiest.
Yeah.
So Zero Chance and King capitalize off this. Let's see what happens. There we go. Headshot there from Kings. He'll be coming in towards the B side shortly with the response. Oh, Zero Chance not being able to add much value. And alone with that Galil. Let's see what he can do. But there, no, looks like he's going to back off.
Yeah, a lot of equipment to his name, armor.
A vital round here for Altitude, eh?
We spoke about it at the beginning of the round and we see them picking it up, so really nicely done there by Altitude, and definitely a needed round for them. And having a look at their economy now, because they got the plant and they're going to win the round from the bomb blowing up, it's going to put their economy in an even better position. Although unfortunately for Vermoes, he goes down towards the end. But have a look at Kings at the moment. He's 22 for 11. The next player after him has only got 14 frags, and that's Zero Chance. So Kings at the moment having a great game.
Carrying his team. So he's a bit of a danger man, to be honest. If the Altitude side takes him out quickly, could cause a bit of a problem. We see the eco round coming out here from Clutch Kings with the AK in hand.
And yeah, a bit of a stack coming out here from Clutch Kings with, I think they've sent the 4 players with the P250s to the B site, and the 1 player with the AK-47 is solely holding this A site. Maniac with the AK once again, he's going to entry on Cat. And they're running straight into the stack, so this could be troublesome for them. It'll be interesting to see how they go about this. Pushing straight into the side is Vermoes, and he gets taken down, but Garup finds one, and Maniac pushing on the side. Really clever positioning there from him, but are they going to expect another one? Oh, he's able to stop the plant, is unreal, and that gives his teammate time now to rotate around with that AK-47. He's coming up catwalk, and he's coming very, very quickly. Corrupt though, man, he just finds himself in the correct position time and time again. I have to call out Corrupt. He's just playing so well at the moment. He played so well on the first map, and the second map he's showing his worth once again.
No, he's very consistent. I really like it. Him and Bananas actually.
Both of them,
I mean, look at Ake as well. Ake 16 for 15, positive KPD. Definitely adding a lot of value to the side now. Actually, the whole side in general have been scoring well. When you're looking at an interesting buy here, Bananas actually just picking up a P250. Not sure why he's...
I don't think he's realized that. There he goes back for the AK. There we go. Okay. I was a little bit worried there for a second.
If you look at the scores from the Clutch Kings, overall, actually, Altitude is the better team because they're a little bit more balanced.
Spread across, yeah, exactly. But King's that man who's just playing so well. He's already found himself a frag.
Star player at the moment for the Clutch Kings. With the response here, so under pressure at the moment. Man's off flying into that mid-side. Kings picking up a double. So, effect here from Corrupt. Frag. There we go. So it's a 3-on-3. Applied pressure. That one goes down. A real response. He's going to try up the double. He gets it.
Gets away with 13 HP. And now Bananas, the clutch monster, is going to have to go big here. With only a collective 41 HP between the two Clutch Kings players. They might be able to find a frag, and it's not in the end. So 30 seconds left on the clock, and he has got the bomb. It will be interesting
going
to
back to
see
B?
what he goes. He is actually going to go to B, which is where both of the Clutch Kings players are at the moment.
But look at this. Kings is moving away. If he sneaks in, gets a frag. Now he just needs to get out of the
Oh,
window.
can he cross?
Oh, he does. Well played
Wow,
here.
cheeky.
Very careful.
Wow, that's a beautiful flash there. And that's already, he didn't use the flash and he just threw it. Oh, King's missing his shot. If he landed that shot, that was the round for Clutch Kings, but unfortunately missing the shots, and that's what it is with the AWP. In close range, if you miss that one opportunity you get, well, that's it, and that gives Bananas an AWP. That feeds Bananas an AWP without him spending a single cent. And Altitude Gaming, for the first time this game, I might add, or second time rather, they won the pistol, which took them to 8-8, but now they're actually leading.
Yeah.
Altitude, and that's a nice mental game, especially because Clutch Kings are now on an eco.
Yeah, look, Altitude have got a lot to play for here. They want to go into the next round of the winners brackets. They are one map up here. Nice little play though from them, as we see Corrupt reaching into the B side quite aggressively. Already in B. Quite an over rotation coming in here from the Clutch Kings, right from behind, looping around. They don't have guns. That's the problem, as we can see Ake picking up another frag there for himself.
Yeah, and not too much to speak of this round here by Clutch Kings as expected, being only on this eco. Altitude have really looked like a revamped team so far. They've just, I don't know if the communication is better or what it is, but they're just playing a whole lot better at the moment. With this now, what will be a 12-10 scoreline. Just the communication looks to be a bit stronger, but Banana's going down, and that's the AWP. Although they don't even know where it came from because it was that silenced weapon. Kings, he finds himself a TK. And Anon on the opposite side of the map finds himself one as well, but have a look at Kings. He's 24 for 14. If the rest of Clutch Kings could maybe step up their game a little bit.
Yeah, then they should be able to take the map.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I kind of expected them to kind of be a lot more equal.
Yeah.
But at this moment, it just does seem that Kings is playing a phenomenal game here right now. So he's picked up the AWP again. He's going to be countered by Bananas,
But
vice
Bananas
versa.
has found himself in apps at the moment, but eventually they will battle off.
So it's going to be interesting to see. What breach play do we see now coming out from Altitude? We're seeing a huge, well not a huge, but quite a number of T-side players coming in towards the mid-side area. Very, very good place to be.
Huge grenade there.
We'll have to wait and see if Bananas does pick up one with that AWP of his. But there we go. It goes down, but exchanges are there. High pressure.
Oh,
Look at that. Vermeer's picking up one. Bananas there with the AWP. Needs to keep his eye focused on that area.
oh, what a beautiful shot into King. So now that's King's taken out, but he gets taken out by Unreal. So Vermoose is going to have to come out big here in the 2 versus 1. Is he going to be able to close out the round here? If Altitude wins this round, it's really big. Vermoose finds himself 1, but he's brought down to 6 HP against 100 HP, but he finds the headshot. Beautiful play there by Vermoose. That takes them to a 13-10 scoreline, and having a look at the economy on Clutch Kings, even with this round loss bonus, it's going to be a FAMAS buy coming out from them. So, huge play there by Vermoose. Huge play.
Very. Look, there's a bit of a problem here. FAMAS can defend the bomb sites well, but not good enough in certain cases.
Yeah.
So, if Altitude pick up 2 quick frags right in the beginning, it's going to cause concerns. But
As
here
soon
we
as
go.
you say that,
Kings
once again.
quite aggressive there, doing the job. Right now, I think Clutch Kings playing that slightly aggressive job, play. Might work out for them. So here we go. Maniac picks up a kill. He's going to try and pick up another one. Zero Chance spamming through. I think he's one of the players. The Kings low on the HP though. So is Maniac. Bomb will go down and B.
No kits to speak of on the side of Clutch Kings across the 4 players, which is really a notable thing. And Banana's doing well, but Anon gets 1 10. Bananas get a spray. He's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Kills 4 Bananas.
Bam!
Oh wow, Bananas. This man is just an animal.
Take that, son.
Bananas, he is at 23 and 12 at the moment. Ake following closely behind on 20 for 18. So Altitude Gaming just looking so dominant in the second half.
Yeah, they are. Looks like you're right. I was hoping for Clutch Kings to at least take this one, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. Here we go. Round 25 underway here. 2 rounds away for Altitude to go or proceed into the next round.
Hey, wow. That was a really nice reaction
Nice,
shot there by
consistent,
Egg. And that just shows, that's testament to how this game is going for Clutch Kings. Just unlucky. Banana's being brought down to 9 HP. Have a look at the HP on altitude. They're so low, but they're all finding frags across the board. And I mean, it's just kind of going south from here for Clutch Kings.
Clutch Kings unfortunately not being able to gain enough momentum in the last couple of rounds here. Altitude just really forcing the hand on top of them. As you can see, Bomb going down without losing a man, but well, 3 of the players really low on HP, so it should be an easy pick-off. Not going to happen, as it's 15-10 to Altitude.
And
They seem to be a force to be reckoned with, eh?
this is the 3rd round in a row that it's going to be a full farmer buy, which is really not favourable at all for Clutch Kings. They've struggled to string up a full buy. I would have liked to have seen them go back, have an eco round, build up the economy, pick up an AWP for Kings, but they've opted to buy for 3 or 4 rounds in a row now, and it's forced them onto this farmers, and they've got 3 smokes to work with, but with the aggression coming out from Altitude, it really shouldn't even make that big of a difference.
Yeah, look, it's, I don't know, maybe 3rd time lucky, really?
Perhaps, yeah, but
Right now, a very defensive style coming out here. Nice little play here from Unreal. That funny little room, that little LAN little room. Oh, zero chance in a good position here. He does get one. He's going to try and go for the double. So, Warner waits it out. Ake there, just taking it easy. It's coming in left, right, and centre. Here we go. Breach play now from Altitude. Nice little nade, though. High pressure right now here from Altitude team, but it's not working out for them. Clutch Kings nailing him down, but there we go. Ake really good with the AK at the moment. Oh, look at that little flick shot.
beautiful
with that
P250 shot there by Ake. Is he able to find another one? No, he's not. So now it's all up to Vermoose. We've seen him in this position before, except the bomb was down, and he did close out the round, but this time has
Not
a different
gonna happen.
ending. 3rd time lucky for Clutch Kings.
There we
Is
go.
this a comeback? Are we seeing overtime?
Can we flip a coin and then I'll be able to give you the answer?
I can give you the answer without flipping a coin.
Really?
This isn't going to be overtime.
You right?
They've got 4 pharmacists once again, hardly any equipment, and if Altitude
Don't
do let
be
this go,
so sure of yourself.
have you seen Altitude's T-side in this past 2 games? They've been sublime.
They've
They've
been
been
good.
sublime.
Good. But look, here we go. Another farmer spy.
And
Coming
it's
in.
another frag there.
Ooh, Kings picking up one. Sorry, zero chance picking up one there.
And yeah, it's quite a standard setup for the rest of the team from Clutch Kings. One player on catwalk who could actually get quite a lot of information from the team here. Ake, is he able to find the entry? Yes, he is. And there's still another player. Zero chance is going to have to do a lot of work here. He finds one. Can he control the spray to get the second? Vermoose, we find a little sneaky position there. Gets the kill, but he instantly gets taken down by Anon. And now once again, 2 versus 3 in favor of Clutch Kings. Now 1 versus 3. Oh wow. Okay, so Clutch Kings wrenching at the heartstrings here at the moment. Just
Are you
giving a small tease.
thinking a little bit?
Not yet, eh?
Okay, cool.
Not yet.
Well, look, right now, forced, not really a forced eco. They should
Okay.
be able to buy up here
Yeah,
the
they can,
altitude
yeah.
side. So we're seeing a lot more M4s coming into play here. This could be problematic here for
Yeah, this
altitude.
This could be problematic for Clutch Kings as well. We've seen the pharmacists have worked so well for them, not so well the M4s. So let's see how
It's
that
a
goes.
50% success rate. Here we go.
Wow, corrupt.
Oh, look at that Clutch Kings making noise. Ake picking up one as well. And now applying pressure as the team, but less players on the field than the Clutch Kings. Very good play here from them, bringing this game back, trying to get into overtime. Possibly give us a 3rd map. This is the question. Are they able to do so?
Well, they're going to have to dig very deep. First, they're going to have to win 3 rounds on the trot, which,
Oh.
wow, okay, this should be their 13th round. 1 versus 4 here for Ake, and he's in the open. He gets taken down, so 15-13. Economy, not great for Altitude. They're going to be on a very shabby buy or a save.
Yep, here we go. We're going to possibly see a 15-14. And
Once again,
I told you.
you did say so. I'm starting to maybe trip up a little bit on my words here, but Altitude holding strong at the moment. We can't count them out yet. We've seen how strong ecos have been.
course.
Last time they barreled out onto the B side. This time they're going to rotate around towards the A side. I would love to see another fake here. We saw how well they faked it in the pistol round. And once again, since then, they haven't used that tactic, but just having a look at the score, King's going massive at the moment, and here's the aggression. Beautiful flash there. That's also a rifle for Ake now. How is he going to use this? One player brought down on the side of Altitude. Can Ake do anything? Kind of just looking around aimlessly at the moment. Corrupt as well. He finds one. Unreal finds another. Now it's 3 versus 3. Clutch Kings need this round to stay in the game. I might add 2 versus 3 now. 0 chance and Adrenaline are going to have to pull this out of the bag for Clutch Kings. Adrenaline, he's in a perfect position through the smoke here. Not expected by Altitude. He finds himself one. And now the HP very low on the side of Altitude. 2 versus 2. Beautiful frag there by Ake. Is he able to close up the round? No, he's not, but the Tech 9 from Bananas is, and that's the game. 16-13 to Altitude. What a beautiful game there, and really well fought there by Adrenaline.
Well, look, I almost had it.
You
Okay,
did,
I
yeah.
almost called it. I have been casting for a little while to at
little
least
while.
kind of pull the prediction. But look, let's just quickly have a talk about this game, because I'm going to say good game for both teams there. Clutch Kings, unfortunate in the end, they're not being able to capitalize with both those maps. Of course, they did very well. They had some phenomenal plays. Kings for one. Then of course Altitude Gaming, newish team,
Yeah.
did well.
Definitely.
I was like, wow.
Well,
okay.
is an understatement. I mean, as we saw in that game, they've got a few kinks to iron out, but definitely a great performance by them. I mean, and showing straight off in this first game, they show 16-14, 16-13 against Clutch Kings, which is a recognizable team amongst the Counter-Strike community. Great performance by Altitude. Bananas, Corrupt, Vamoose. We saw all of these players. Ake coming up in that second map. Maniac, he had a really nice supporting role there in both maps, and showing as well, Altitude have an extremely strong T side.
DRP?
I would have to give that to Corrupt.
Oh, sorry, MVP.
MVP, I would give that to Corrupt, in my
You're right.
opinion. Who do you think?
Bananas.
Or you can't even ignore Kings. He had a single-handedly extremely strong game there on that second map in particular. I think he got pretty close to the 30 bomb in the end there. Even though his team wasn't so close behind
Yeah.
him, he didn't let him hold it back. So props up to him, but still, I think my MVP does go to Corrupt. And
We'll have to flip a coin because I said bananas. So what are we going to do? Do you have money?
well, no, I'm poor.
Uh,
Yeah, not getting paid.
guys, anyone? Coin? We need to flip a coin to see who's the MVP of this game. I'm hoping.
Looks like we'll get one eventually, but that's the first game of the tournament, and that's just
MC? We need to flip a coin. Who was the MVP? Was it Bananas or was it Corrupt? It's a simple.
From my side, I'm saying bananas.
you say
Okay.
bananas.
From my side, from
Nick says, our producer Nick is saying,
Corrupt.
he says Corrupt.
Yeah, he
Cool,
says
so
Corrupt. Okay,
it's a
cool.
from
point.
my side, I'm saying bananas.
Okay, so Corrupt
and
is
that's me
heads.
watching you.
Okay,
Okay.
you can call.
Which
Yeah.
side is heads? Heads?
That's heads.
Heads, tails.
That's
That's
tails.
fine.
Okay.
20-cent coin, guys. That's the only coin that I have.
That's what we have to our name at the moment.
Okay,
so.
Nat, you catch. Ready?
Okay, cool.
You catch.
Okay.
That's a heads. That's Corrupt. I said heads, and that's heads. So Corrupt is our MVP for this game. So congratulations to him.
My coin is bananas. End of story.
Okay,
That was
well,
good. Okay, no fair comment.
great play there by both teams, and that's the first game of this tournament. Sorry to interrupt you there. I was just showing what a great tournament. You're not MVP. Can you keep quiet?
Come here.
Okay, we're gonna have bananas come in the stream here. Come
The
say
real
hello.
MVP.
You can.
Let's move up.
Yes, bananas. Well
What's
done.
that right
to you.
there?
Congratulations.
Touch your toes.
It's nice win there, showing a dominant performance there. Yeah, get in here. Mirage, like I said
He
at the beginning,
got knocked
Mirage.
again in the time.
He never wears shoes. Any LAN you go to, he doesn't wear shoes.
Seriously.
Shoes are just an irritant, man.
So, yeah,
Make touch down, yeah.
Yeah.
good game.
What are your thoughts about this LAN, this setup, all the teams at the moment, South African shuffle? Where do you think the Counter-Strike in South Africa is going at the moment?
We're heading on an uphill curve, I think. Like not as steep as we'd like it, but it's getting there. I mean, you know, the shuffle.
Are you a fan for it? Are you a fan? Are you a fan
Fun
of
of
the
it,
shuffle?
yeah. I agree that the teams had to shuffle, but how they shuffled, I don't agree with.
Okay, fair enough. That's a fair point, yeah.
Yeah.
And the timing of the shuffle, just before ESWC, not that it affected Bravado as such, but also going up to Rage, which is I think about two months away.
From now, yeah. We'll have to just see. You know, I mean, we can't just go around going like, yeah, no, they'll win. Because I mean, we don't know how. Like, I've played against Ian once. I haven't played against the Ventus team, so
Yeah.
I don't. Like, I don't know yet.
No, fair enough. And this Ventus team, just chatting a little bit about them, how strong is this Ventus team?
They have got a lot of potential. I mean, they got a hell of a lot of experience, and then you got your elusive and goals who just like beast. Hakim, good aimer.
Yeah.
Who's the spoof and Connie's a good aimer. So, I mean,
It's pretty solid.
like it's a pretty solid team with a a lot of experience. I think they should do well, but it's just, can they break bravado?
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's the
exactly
question.
it. And that's how we have it here at the LAN, and I'm sure that's what we'll find out eventually. But thank you, Mr. Burning Red. I think
Yeah.
we'll close up until our next game.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, guys. All right, so we're going to take a quick
Breather.
breather, but our MC wants to say something as well.
Okay, guys.
Okay, thanks, Bananas.
It's me. We're quickly going to be restarting the stream. We're going to be upping the bitrate for you guys now as well. We have a little bit more inter speeds allocated to us.
Okay.
So
cool.
literally doubling the bitrate up. It's going to be around 5-10 minutes. Then we'll be back with an intermission and ads and stuff. We should be going live hopefully within the next half an hour. We started off a little bit delayed, but we've actually caught up in time.
We did, eh?
A lot of the other
Yeah.
teams have. There's still one more match that they just started their second map.
Yeah,
That was due to, unfortunately,
power outage.
yeah, so
Yeah.
they have to redo that second map.
Yeah.
But that's fine. After that one, we will be coming back with round 2.
Oh, we're going to see which game we're going to cast.
We have to see which game we're going to cast.
Yeah.
We'll get back to
Well,
you with that
guys,
information.
once the seeds are up, well, the progress has been up. You can vote actually on stream which game you want to watch, and then yeah, we'll
For the next round. Round
see.
3 and
We'll see
onwards,
which one.
we'll probably be following a certain line down, depending if we can get them on CSGO Lounge. Here's hoping,
Correct.
guys.
Yeah, anyway.
cool.
Keep in touch, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, a good old whiskey, or a brandy and a bride.
Whiskey's good.
At
I
this
like
time,
whiskey.
2:30, eh?
Oh, well, that's a Saturday.
I started long ago.
Okay.
Oh wait, sorry. I
I think
started.
so.
See you guys in a bit. Cheers.
Cool. Cheers.